Yo, 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 what is up? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Thank you for tuning in. Yes, sir. Daily Fitness live stream show. I forgot to charge my headphones and put them on the charger. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Thank y'all for tuning in. It is Friday. Yes, sir. If you made it to the end of the week, congratulations to you. Give yourself a pat on the back. Yes. Yes. And however, if you didn't make it to the end of the week, or if this is your Monday, or whatever the case may be, if you're having a bad day, let's let Mr. Chow break it down to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
And as long as you are still here and not unalive, be grateful that you can get up and grind and make something happen with yourself and make it a better day, a better week, and hopefully a good weekend, or just think positive and have a positive outlook on life, because that's all you can do. Yeah, I know. Yes, 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 sir. Yes. So let's go ahead and get it today, for it being Friday. If you want to contribute to today's show, just know that the Cash App and the Venmo is right there. Cash App is going to be Daniel2888. Venmo is Danny-Daniel-00. We are simultaneously streaming on 4 different platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. And we're going to see if this stuff is working today, because it wasn't working hard yesterday. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit that like. Let's do the other hand. Hit the like button when it comes up on the screen. It'll be greatly appreciated. Okay, so I just got to switch hands now. I can't just do the right hand no more. I can do the left hand. Got to be ambidextrous with it. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, Kick, or Rumble, man, give a follow. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. It would be greatly appreciated, and all that good stuff. And just to let you know, we got a good show lined up for you today. A little bit shorter show than usual, but we got a good show lined up for you today, to say the least. And we are going to go in on our 3 topics, which is fitness, economy, and AI. For the fitness portion, we're going to look at some celebrities' home gyms. I think that's what it is. Yes. So Jesse, what is his name? James West is going to appear on the show. We're going to watch a video of his, of he goes and works out in celebrity gyms. So we're going to check that out. A little start out to have a little fun, to understand, to keep your fitness up, health is wealth, and all that good stuff. So we're going to check out some of the different celebrities that he go to and see what their fitness gyms look like, and see the workout that he gets, if he can get a full-blown workout inside their gyms, or if they gyms are just straight trash, you know what I mean? So that's for the fitness segment of the show. Then we're going to dive into the economy segment of the show. For the economy segment of the show, what do we have? We have we have day 3 of government layoffs, because no, not government layoffs, government shutdown. Yes. And then we potentially got layoffs. So I guess I kind of named the stream the wrong thing. And then we're going to look at the history of the Great Depression. So we're looking at the government shutdowns, which is day 3. And then we're going to look at the history of the Great Depression for the economy, because it's something that we should know, because we are due for another one. We're about to be in a 100-year cycle since 1929. So we're due for another one. I don't know if there was ever a Great Depression in 1829 and 1729 and so on and so forth. I would need deeper history books to find that one out, which is something that should be something that we need to do. Actually, I need to dive into that. But we're going to look at the history of the Great Depression to get an understanding, because you got to know where to put your money, because what they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. So, you got to be on top of it with them. Then we're going to go to the final segment of the show, which is AI. Yes, we're going to get to AI. And is AI going to replace humans? I hope not. That would suck. I mean, if they do replace humans, I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. You better figure something out and make something happen. Because I was thinking of something today, actually, with AI replacing humans. I was thinking about this today. I went for a jog early this morning, and I was thinking to myself, if AI replaced humans and the way Social Security works, right? Because I had read an article about a guy who he took a long time to file a piece of paper, or his paperwork for Social Security. He was like 67 years old. He retired. But like some paperwork he had took forever to turn in, or it took him forever to get this paperwork in. Well, turns out he's going to be missing $18,000 from his Social Security check when he gets it. Now, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, but, and then when you read his article, he says, this is just the article. So I don't know if this is real or fake, or somebody made some shit up, but in his article, it said, he was saying, he was like, I've never missed a day. I've worked hard all these years, and I've, contributed to my Social Security account, and I've worked every single day. And in my head, I was thinking, I was like, oh, yikes. That's not how Social Security works, buddy. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but that's not how it works at all. It's not. It sounds like he thinks that when you get your check, there's a little piece on there that says Social Security, and it deducts Social Security. I think he believes that it goes into a pool of money over all them years, and he thinks that pool of money is sitting there waiting on him whenever he, gets ready to retire, which is not how it works. That is not true. What happens is that Social Security that gets taken out from you, that is paying for a currently retired person who is in retirement right now receiving Social Security. So your Social Security that you pay out, you're paying for a retired person's Social Security along the way. You're not making a pool of nothing. The way Social Security works is the working people pay for the retired people. So when the working people are working, if there's a lot of working people, then that means that their Social Security deduction is going towards to pay for the people who are retired currently. So it's just kind of like a circle. As long as there's working people, younger working people, then their Social Security that gets deducted goes and pays for the retired people, and it just kind of goes in that circle. Working people, Social Security gets deducted and pays for the retired people, and it just keeps going. But now we're moving and grooving into a new society where if AI comes in and takes the place of everything, then what's going to happen is that there won't be a Social Security anymore. There won't be, because AI is not going to pay into Social Security. There's no need for that. You know what I mean? So therefore, there's not gonna, because right now, if there's less people working and more people retired, there's not gonna be enough people to pay for the people who are retired. So retirements are gonna have to go away. I'm not sure if that's the same thing with the pensions, but the retirements are gonna have to go away if there's not enough young people or working people to pay for the retired people, because that's how it works. So when AI comes into play, you're not gonna have a retirement anymore. So then there's another source of income or another source of money that's gonna be coming in, or that's not gonna be spent from the government, because now AI came in and they're not gonna be taking Social Security out from the AI. So therefore, if you're a retired person, at some point AI comes into play, your retirement is gonna stop from Social Security, and you're not gonna have one. You're gonna be, you're basically now, what we see in the future is, if that's taken away, that's one form of a retirement check being taken away. So you're just going to have to work until you die, run your business and just work, because that's how that actually works. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I need to run a live stream today and get cracking, because we got work to do. Oh my goodness. So yeah, keep that in mind. I saw that today, and I was like, man, I need to share that, because a lot of people think that Social Security is a pot of money that they put into of all these years, and that is not the case at all. It is, if people are working, the workers pay for the retired, and if there's no more working people, who the hell gonna pay for the retired? So yeah, there's that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive into today's show. I wanted to do something, but I didn't set it up. I forgot to set up my new chicks, my new chicks for my AI segment of the show. They'll be here next week. I have a new chick next week for the not the AI, for the fitness segment of the show, because I'm gonna go ahead and do the introduction to the fitness segment of the show, because we're gonna get started. Let me get the banner up actually. And I have a new girl, but I didn't put her on today, so she's not here. So I gotta use the same old redhead Latina, which is she all right, she good, but you gotta recycle and upgrade and keep them changing. You can't just have the same ones all the time. You gotta out with the old, in with the new, you know what I mean? You gotta keep changing. But in the meantime, for starters, or for today, for the last time of today, we're gonna go ahead and enjoy our redhead fitness Latina, who's going to introduce us to the intro of the show for the last time. So let's go ahead and see our redhead Latina introduce us to the fitness segment of the show for the last time. Let us bow our heads.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
Yeah. All right. There she goes. There she goes. That's her. Next week is going to be a different chick. So y'all get ready for that. Next week coming up, we're going to have a new chick for the fitness segment of the show. Okay. We're going to have a new one. All right. We're going to have a new one. I'm working on having them. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be fun. Oh, man. Just flipping out, changing out your chicks every week. It's going to be fun. You're going to see on Monday when we start the fitness segment of the show, you're going to see a new one. You're going to be like, ooh, be like, I know, right? Yeah, it's going to be fun. Anyway, jumping into the fitness part of the show, we're going to watch this first video, which is Jesse James Peterson checking out celebrity homes. So we're going to go ahead and get cracking on this video right now. Let me pull this up on the screen, fix that banner because that's the wrong banner. And we're going to watch this video first, and then we're going to dive into everything else. So for the fitness part, let's go ahead and check out him going to different celebrities' homes. So here we go.
Celebrity home gyms all across America and rating them right in front of their faces.
The first celebrity is an absolute beast, if you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, we're not ready yet. Just give us a little time.
Okay.
And they'll need to bring their A game because as someone who's been awarded S tier for their home gym, my standards are very high. Which reminds me,
I'll be ranking these celebrity home gyms in 3 categories. 1, functionality. Can I do my normal workout and would I actually train in these gyms? 2, vibe. We're talking music, lighting, and just having a good time in these gyms. And number 3, the most important, unique amenities. Like this trampoline I just got. Not a lot of people have this one. And based on those 3 categories, we'll be ranking it all the way from S tier, superior, to F tier, the worst.
which brings us to home gym number 1 in Las Vegas.
Oh my God.
Oh, Vegas.
I've never seen houses like that. It looks like we're in like Iron Man.
Now these gyms belong to some of the most famous people on the planet, which means that when you arrive to their house, you first gotta call their assistant to let them know that you're there,
Hello, is he inside right now?
Yes.
where you'll then be allowed inside to meet our first celebrity.
Oh, Steve Aoki.
Steve Aoki, one of the highest grossing EDM artists in North America, who also loves cake, or throwing cake, I should say.
Welcome to Aoki's Playhouse.
Wow.
It's already 10 a.m.
All right, they hit us
Still
with
wanna
the
go to the
ad
gym?
already. They not playing around. Whoops, I hit a wrong button over here on this side. Oh, well, hold on. I got everything messed up right now. Let me fix this. Bam. Okay, quick ad. This ad will take about 5 seconds. But so we got Steve Aoki for the first one, and we're going to check out his home. So I've seen a little bit of this. Just a little bit because I have to make sure this wasn't a trash video. And from the little bit I've seen from this part right here, the couple minutes we're about to see, that's all I've seen. Steve Aoki house is player as hell. So let's go ahead and continue this video and watch how his house looks from what I've seen, and just showing you, just starting off, like his house is super cool. I ain't seen his gym, but this house is player as hell. And he live in Vegas, you know. From what I've seen with Vegas homes, yeah, I ain't gonna say much. Here we go.
This is sick.
It's like a glorified man cave as a house.
And you have a home gym?
I got 2.
2?
Yeah.
But before we get to all that, I had to get a tour of Steve's house, which is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Tons of art here, toys, collectibles.
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee, yeah.
Let's see him, put him up. There we go, he's trained.
This is like the centerpiece of Aoki's Playhouse. We have Mickey Mouse getting eaten by a snake.
That's what it is? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Is this what I think it is?
It surely is.
Wait, how high is this? 25?
Yeah, 25, yeah.
Wow.
And the pool is 16 feet deep. So
Bro, that's player. This man has his face. He has his face in the ground. Pause. What did I do? Oh, hit the M button for mute. He has his face in the ground. Look at that. That is so live right there. For your swimming pool 16 feet deep, man.
And the pool is 16 feet deep. So
That's
you could
good.
do a full like pencil dive and not touch the ground.
We gotta do this.
Yeah.
I have to before I leave, bro.
All right, so that was the top floor. Now we're getting into more of the home vibe.
If you thought the top floor was cool, you ain't seen nothing. Steve's basement is home to even more art
This
pieces.
is actually a really cool piece. I just got this.
It almost looks like a garden gnome, just giant.
Yeah,
Like that's the
exactly.
material.
A collector room,
I feel like I'm in a store. Like I feel like there should be price tags on everything.
You know what? That's exactly how I like it.
scratch that, 2 collector rooms,
Can I sit?
Yeah, go ahead, sit down.
Oh my gosh. Is it life size? Did they measure you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm a massive Pokemon fan, so he's
Oh,
the
the
main
illustrator. Oh my, whoa.
brand. So, you know, Logan's got the PSA 10. This is a PSA 9.
How much is this worth?
It's priceless to me. I mean, I don't think I'd sell it for under 2 million.
There's one missing though. It's called the DJ Aoki card.
damn.
Bro, Pokemon for $2 million? Are you serious? That is wild.
Holographic. a one of one that I wanted to give to you.
Thank you so much.
I made it myself.
And if you want to know how you can win signed gifts from Steve plus every other celebrity in this video, stay tuned till the end. Next, we made our way to Steve's record plaques and accolades.
We got the Grammy noms, like the Guinness Book of World Records.
And of course, his studio.
Guys, we're gonna drop a new track. You know,
New collab.
we're gonna make it happen. Music video coming soon and stuff. It's in the work. We can't say too much.
But now it's time to see the gyms.
This is the Playhouse.
That's so sick. He has a foam pit. I think there's something I have to do really quickly right now.
It's kind of an initiation when you come to the Playhouse.
Okay.
Oh, that's a clean backflip, man. That's on the trampoline too. This is a super tramp.
Oh my God, it's super bouncy. Oh my God. Hey, you can't have a bad workout if you just do that first. Let's just say there's a lot of unique amenities so far. Let's go to the upstairs gym. Wow.
So, yeah, just finished it.
This is sick.
Just finished it like a few months ago. So this is all pretty fresh.
Love the aesthetic, man. The gray, the green.
I have 2 red lights. So this is the one up here. You just stand up here like this.
Yeah.
And then you just power up and then become the
Super
full,
Saiyan.
full front and back.
1 squat rack, 6 barbells, and another squat rack, and a dumbbell rack. We've got this is the self-powered treadmill, right?
Yeah.
That one's brutal. You have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber.
So this is the 3rd chamber. I have 3 of these.
2 rowing machines.
Yeah, I got supplements, got my Sanzos, got drinks. You know.
Glute ham raise. Is that an air purifier?
Yeah.
A cold plunge. Is it cold?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, it's cold.
Yeah,
Oh, sauna, hold up. Okay, wait, I'm getting like stimulated.
Okay, so I've never done a cold plunge. I just don't see the cold. Me and cold don't work together, but a sauna for sure. But if you're in Vegas, just like take your ass outside. It's so hot in Vegas, it's ridiculous. So Vegas is like just go outside. But you know, I guess when you're super rich like that, you do what the hell you want. He's 47 years old, by the way. I just looked that up. Steve Aoki is 47 years old. So man is out there chilling.
Man, this is like overstimulation.
This is a really nice setup because you got a health element here, you got the workout element here.
Yup. So we're gonna get a little bit of a workout in. We gotta test out the gym before I rank it.
Okay.
Right now you're sitting pretty high.
All right.
But depending on how the pump goes, you can change it.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest motivator in your whole?
Hey, if they do a remake to the movie Big Trouble in Little China, Steve Aoki has to play Lo Pan. For sure. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you don't know nothing about Big Trouble in Little China, let me show you real quick. All right, first let me get a look at Steve Aoki. All right, so you see Steve Aoki right here? Quick thing. Big Trouble in Little China, classic 80s movie, right? If they redid it, they got to get Steve Aoki to play Lo Pan. Let me show you who Lo Pan is real quick. Give me like 2 seconds to pull up on the screen so it doesn't look like crap. Lo Pan right here. Here he is. Let me get you Lo Pan. Lo Pan is the OG. Here we go. Lo Pan is up on the screen. Where is he at? Here we go. Come on. I want to put him right next to Steve Aoki's face so you can see it. This is who Steve Aoki should play right here. Lo Pan, if they do a remake for Big Trouble in Little China, go ahead and put Steve Aoki as the man for sure right here. All right, this is going to be kind of a fuzzy picture, but you get the idea. Here we go. So let me see if I can put it side by side. All right, here we go. Check him out. Bam! Look at that right there. Shouldn't Steve Aoki play Lo Pan in the remake of Big Trouble in Little China? I said it first. Put that man in. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. That's enough. Let's go ahead and get this off the screen real quick. Let's continue the video. Steve Aoki, they need to make the remake and put you in it, brother. It's a fat check waiting to come your way. I'm just saying. All right, let's continue. Here we go.
Depending on how the. What's been your biggest motivator in your whole career?
Probably my dad. Passed away in 2008. You know, I always wanted to impress him. I wish he got to see what ended up happening in the end.
Yeah, no, I relate to that heavy. My dad is like the reason I stay relentless, relentless in general.
You keep that spirit alive for him.
Oh yeah, get the big guns, baby.
That's the hack, right? You gotta get the arms and the shoulders.
Yep, it's so true. You don't need to actually be big, you just need a few muscles.
And to finish off with Steve's gym tour, we had to do a cold plunge, where we bonded on our shared love for My Chemical Romance.
When I was a young boy, my father told me to the city.
I got to hear more about Steve's mentality about fitness.
Keep your environment, things around you, as healthy as possible. So when I go into the green room or I go in the hotel, I have to have whatever's around me as like a healthy, quick fight.
Yeah! Woo!
That's actually a good motto. I actually dig that. Yes, sir.
Should we jump in the pool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
That is a fantastic idea for a diving board for your pool. It's just off the edge of your house as part of the diving board. That is a great idea. Now, I don't know if he's got any kids or not. The only thing that would just scare me shitless if I had, having a kid and, kid gonna be like, I want to do it. And you can't mess up. So, but that's a hell of an idea. Let's continue to watch this right here, though. Look at this right here. This is nice.
Let's see it. Dude, it's high. Let's go. Steve Aoki, baby. My final ranking from S to F tier. There might be a better gym out there, so I'm gonna give you an A. Bro, it's not an S? No, Steve. No, that's it. Now it's a gift for you. Steve, that was a gift. I should have given him an S. Little did I know that when I flew to Buffalo.
That was actually good. That was actually good, for sure.
For our next celebrity, that wouldn't be my first time getting attacked in this video.
No one comes to my house! That's right, baby!
Rob Gronkowski, 4-time Super Bowl champion, and along with his brothers, would show me the gym, which turned them into one of the most athletic families on the planet.
Hi! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I gotta be more ready.
What's up, baby?
Hey, man.
Dude, good to meet you.
Yes, you too, man. We're ranking the weight room downstairs. It's from like 1990.
It has like a character behind it and also
Has a lot of character.
The Gronks got into their gym clothes while I just stood there awkwardly, although still looking sexy thanks to Gymshark with 10% off using code Jesse10, where we then met Papa Gronk.
We told us if we wanted to be the best, if we wanted to get to the next level, this is where it starts in the gym.
Hey, shout out to the dad right there. Look at that. He put out 5 boys. Shout out to dad. He put out 5 boys. He said we do straight testosterone over here. Shout out to dad on that one. He said we ain't putting out no estrogen. Shout out to the father.
If we wanted to be the best, if we wanted to get to the next level, this is where it starts in the gym. Build your strength now or else you're gonna get pushed around. So let's show you.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome to the dungeon.
This is so cool. This is your trophy case?
This is my trophy case, obviously that's why there's no room in there. Look at that.
Oh, is that a ring?
Las Vegas bull ring.
But I brought something even cooler than a Super Bowl ring.
Close your eyes.
What am I doing?
3, 2, 1, open. Gronk Smash Beer Trophy.
I will share my trophy with my brothers and
Let's
my father.
go. Hey!
Muscle Chug!
Tell me why I should rank you at S tier. I gotta rank stuff.
All right.
I gotta be fair to everybody.
I don't really know the proper names of every piece of
That's
equipment.
okay.
I just use the pieces of equipment.
That's what matters.
But I know this is a leg press. That's an elliptical right there. That's a treadmill.
Yeah!
Here's a mini home gym with a bench press on it right now with
Okay.
some TRX ropes hanging off.
Proper name is a power cage.
Okay, show me up already. I like that. Power cage. I'm learning too.
What was your heaviest bench press?
My heaviest bench press here, I would say about 315 for like 5 back in the day.
Us Gronks had the biggest pecs and still do, so Papa had to make sure that there was a machine specifically for our pecs.
This works your triceps,
Yeah.
works your pecs,
Okay.
and then you can do pull-ups.
Okay.
All different types of grips. Wow.
What's nice is that this gym does allow any sort of fitness level. So we're getting some good points here.
Yeah.
You see that?
So that pull-out machine, but right now you got the tricep rope on it.
Okay.
And also you can do rows too.
Okay, 6. We got a lot of versatility here.
Yes, definitely.
Can you show me what the heck this is?
The Thera Crunch. The targeted muscles are the rectus abdominos,
Okay.
which you probably Photoshop on you for your Instagram.
No, they're real raw.
Yeah. This is when we were in high school. This is all we did.
For the chicks.
Yeah.
So who would get the most chicks out of all the guys?
My dad.
Let's go! What's your favorite?
Hey, dad for the win.
My dad.
Oh, yes.
Let's go!
Dad for the win. That's why you got 5 boys. Shout out to dad. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Hey, that right there should be motivation for everybody, for every young man in your 20s and 30s and 40s. Look at that dad out there. He probably still slaying him some young 20-year-olds. Shout out to dad over there. Yeah, boy. Dad for the win. He's like, yeah, that's me. That's me. You right. That's me.
Oh! What's your favorite exercise?
Growing up, it was definitely the curls.
Girl for the girls or buys for the guys?
You know, I don't discriminate. I do both.
YoPlay is America's favorite.
That was actually a pretty funny joke. He says, I do bicep curls for the girls or buy for the guys. That was actually a good joke. Ha ha ha. That was a good one. But yeah, man, so far the gym is legit. I mean, I guess it's an old 90s style gym, but you just need to focus on what you need to focus on. Because it's like, Jesse James West, he's like the bodybuilder type lifter, and those guys played football, so you only need like certain workouts for especially whatever position you're playing in football. So it just kind of kind of varies on what you're focused on in football. You know, like if you were a linebacker, you would. This gym is actually sufficient for a football player, so they're on point as far as athletes go. They're actually right. I mean, of course they have to be right, because they wouldn't be in the damn NFL if they were wrong. So, yeah, there's that.
Because when you play football, you grab it and you swim. So you pull the guy in, and then you swim.
Okay.
That's why you pull.
Knock me out.
We got an old school rack of dumbbells right here. I think these dumbbells are from like 1880. Look at this barbell. We don't need new pieces of gym equipment to get strong. We can use anything.
And to add to the variety of the gym, it also offers games such as table hockey, ping pong, and even a basketball arcade net.
Oh, bro.
66.
Oh, that was booty, bro.
Whoa!
It was clear that Papa Gronk wanted to give his kids every chance to succeed.
Started him in 8th grade, and I said, like Rob told you before, if you want to take it to the next level, you gotta get down in this basement. Do that Nintendo crap and all that crap. Down here, and that's what made them great. If they didn't want to do it, I didn't push them. They had to have the passion to do it, and they did have the passion.
That's awesome.
And it caught on like wildfire.
All right, so.
What's the ranking, buddy?
I can't wait to hear this ranking.
Hold on, wait. I feel like if I give bad ranking, I'm just getting beat up right here. I gotta keep that 65 high because I feel like I relate heavy to a home gym. Versatility and variety. I mean, there's a lot to do here. Like, there's literally nothing you can't do. And then we got functionality. Does everything work? Is it broken?
This equipment has been used for 20 years straight and it all still works.
That's the most insane part. So what I will say, I'm gonna go with A tier. A tier. The reason I'm giving that is because of how much of the vibe and like aura that you have down here with everyone. The only reason it's not S tier is because maybe we're limited to space. That would be the only thing. It's a little tight. That's it.
We like it tight though.
He had to give her A because he didn't want to get jumped down in the basement. That's what that was. He tried to play it off.
All right, guys, we are here at the next home gym. It's a little bit more than a home gym, let me just say. I think you might recognize who this is.
Does anybody know who that is before he puts his name up? I have no clue. So far, the only person I know was Steve Aoki, before I butcher his name. I didn't know who Gronk was, and I don't know who this is, but we're about to find out. So here we go.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Welcome to the gym.
Chris Bumstead.
Oh, well, Jesus, he doesn't look the same. No, why? It's because he got the whole full thing growing out there. He looks like a whole different person, to be quite honest with you.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Welcome to the gym.
Chris Bumstead. 6.
See, that's what I recognize him as. Dude got that gnarly mustache. That's how I could recognize him. But that whole growing in stuff, he looked like a whole different person.
Time Mr. Olympia. 3-time BFF, and someone that definitely needs to have an impressive gym.
You kind of like handpicked everything?
I did, yeah. Didn't want to have a whole gym being one brand because it's just not as good. Not one brand makes all the good equipment. A few old pieces, a few new ones, and pieces that don't exist anywhere else. So
Really?
some cool stuff, yeah. Open the bay door, let a little breeze in.
That's the largest fan I've ever seen in my life.
You can actually fill that with water, and then it like sprays a little cool water.
A little bit of a unique amenity, maybe? Let there be light. Wow.
Start basic, we got the dumbbells. The only thing different about my dumbbells is I started skipping all 5-pound increments. So 60 just goes up by 10 all the way to 150 because there's just no point, you know?
How do you like this piece?
A lot. For chest flies, bicep curls, rear delts, like anything, you can just put it in the perfect spot. Got a basic 8-stack here, Life Fitness one. They have fancy new ones now, but this is the one I had a good life growing up and I just loved it, so I copied it.
So sometimes you do have a car in here though. When you have the car in here, it's total, such a vibe, such a vibe.
Got one of these tanks here.
Use this to warm up?
Sometimes, yeah. But this is kind of like the leg machine corner. I got 2 different quad extensions. This one's an old school Icarian piece.
Do they still make this one?
They don't make this one.
They don't make this one. So it's a rare one.
And then this is the other quad extension that you can load up with as much weight as you want. Seated calf raise there.
I probably need one of these.
I got the adductor abductor combo here. Ladies love this one too because you can go all the way back.
Whoa, this is kind of interesting.
Got a little tibia machine here. You know, work on your front of your shins. 2 different hamstring curls here. Another old piece for the seated hamstring curl.
Then we got the prime leg curl.
This is my favorite one too. You can manipulate where you want to put the weight on the stretch contraction.
What do we got here?
Got a basic squat rack. I really just use it to set up the bar for RDLs or rows or whatnot. I used to always Smith squat. Okay. Don't do that anymore either, but the Cybex one I have because it's straight up and down, it's not at an angle. Some of those angle ones just put you in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Navon is the #1.
His gym has to be legit. I mean, he's a freaking world Olympia champion, whatever the hell you want to call that stuff. So his gym has to be legit. And he knows every single piece of equipment he's using. So he's like going into detail with companies and everything like that. So yeah, this is a pretty legit gym though. I have to say, size wise, everything and he got the mirror, like, so his gym is like A1. And it's like the warehouse vibe too. You got the warehouse feel to it. Only thing I just need a sound system. That's me. I would have a bomb ass sound system in mind. Can't wait till I have my home gym. But y'all gonna just wait till I get my home gym. You for sure gonna see it. Up.
Another one that you might need to add to your gym.
I don't need to.
But this is nice because it doubles as a shoulder press Viking press.
Versatility.
This is probably one of my top machines. Of all belt squats, this is like the GOAT belt squat for sure. You can load it up, I full stack it, takes all the pressure off your lower back, it's perfect, I love it.
We got a glute ham raise, we got a leg press.
I have a few pieces that were like Dorian Yates inspired that he used.
Okay.
It just can't be beat. It's so smooth, it's the perfect angle.
I know what this is. Squat leg press, different range of motion. This is my warm-up weight actually.
Yeah, that's one of my rules here is this machine always has like the spikes on it because I don't want to have to put them back on.
I've never seen this.
They changed the foot pad for me because I don't wear shoes when I train legs, and it was slippery, so they put grip tape on it so I wouldn't slide off.
Whoa.
If you get deep enough in that, it's just pure glute.
And on top of that, Chris also has a hack squat and a pendulum squat. I honestly feel bad for the 4 celebrities that we have after this.
That's all the leg.
That's all legs.
This is the fun stuff.
This is like one of my favorite decline ones. I like being able to do a neutral grip decline because I have bad shoulders. This is another like rare one-of-one piece that Pure made, but the difference on this one is you can make it unilateral or bilateral by connecting it or not.
First of all, this looks like a race car. I've used this and isn't the stretch really good on this?
Stretch is good and it converges. It comes together a little bit, which is the point of the pec. So these machines are just a personal preference of mine.
Are these old? Because this is the chain. That's how you know it's like 80s or whatever.
2 shoulder presses here, another prime plate loaded one where you can adjust it. This one you can grab a little closer so you can get 2 different angles.
We got a pec fly. This is
classic
standard.
pec fly,
Yeah.
a dip machine.
Okay.
The only downside of this one is it's really light.
Let me judge that. For the average person out there. Oh, that's light, bro.
I honestly only have 1 tricep, 2 bicep machines.
Okay.
Everything else I do is cable, barbell, dumbbells.
2 row machines, 2 more pull downs, and then we got the hammer. Is this a mid row?
Supinated mid-row, essentially. This is another Dorian Yates inspired. He was famous for his lats, and he just loved killing himself on the pullovers.
Do you have an estimate of how much this costs?
A couple $100
$200,000.
grand.
Damn. Wow. Okay.
A couple $100,000. And this must just be for the equipment. I wonder how much the whole like room and everything costs, bro. That's wild.
The final ranking.
This is a S, bro. There's no way. This is a S. This dude has everything you need. I mean, you can't say what the hell is this? You can't say he doesn't have everything that's needed. He has everything you need to do a full workout that you need to do. I mean, he's got the garage, like, you know, the big bay door that opens up. I mean, the only thing I would say is missing is the sound system, but he might just stick some headphones in his ears and just keep it moving. But like this one is legit. Got the mirrors on the wall, everything. Man, this is an S. If this ain't an S, Jesse, you are full of shit.
This is a tough one. I got to calculate in my head. We're putting Chris Sebum Bumstead, S tier.
Oh, okay.
S, bro, you can't go wrong with this thing. Are you kidding me? I think the aspect of like the grittiness and also kind of like training alone in here also, it's like that is a unique amenity to you. You have every absolute thing you need. There's so much variety. For someone that like myself that does bodybuilding as well, you know, if I was chasing that Olympia title, I would want to train here. So it's S tier, baby. Let's go.
I love it.
Like I said, it's gonna be hard to top the personal gym of the Mr. Olympia, but maybe our next celebrity has a shot.
I like how he has their where they live at.
Personal gym of the Mr. Olympia, but maybe our
See, like right here, Mr. Beast is in North Carolina. This guy's in Tennessee, I'm assuming. Beast is in Chris is C-Bum is in Florida. I forgot where the other guys were, the Gronk guys. I forgot where they were. I'm assuming Cali, but I'm not sure.
our next celebrity has a shot.
What's up, my dude? Yeah, welcome to Nashville.
James Maslow, American musician and member of Big Time Rush from Nickelodeon.
Here we are. Hey, look at this guy. He's handsome and he's got great style, you know?
I have no clue who this guy is. I don't know who he is at all.
We're talking about.
I'm saying? PTR, baby!
I like the
BTR.
customizing you do.
Thanks, man. That's what makes it feel special.
So we got legitimate gym flooring.
Legitimate gym flooring. My homie actually custom built this thing.
Is this a pull-up bar? It's really skinny.
That's what I was gonna say. I was about to call it out. I was gonna get ahead of this book.
Oh no, this is brutal.
It's terrible.
It's kind of like nice because you can really grip it.
Yeah, until you hit about 9 or 10 and then it just sucks. Full Smith machine, full cables. It's got attachments for hamstring, for extensions. I mean, you can do everything. It's got a lat pull down, like there's a seat. And feel the pulley. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Does it catch? Does it move? Bro.
Wait,
That's what I'm saying.
It's not taking up too much space, but you have everything you need. So you don't need like 10 machines.
Yeah. This was something I also picked up from Bodycore. Well, the girlie likes working on the booty. Then again, so does your boy. Let's be real. We gotta hit them legs.
Whoa.
This is pretty dope, man.
Can I move it?
Of course, yeah.
What the heck is this thing?
So it's a squat box. So basically, connect this here, pull this back to there, grab that belt. So you basically clip and then squat down. Now you've got your squat box.
Oh my God.
I've always loved the belt squat. Good little finisher. I like that bit. This is my least favorite and my favorite piece of equipment in the gym. Push it, pull it, use the rope. I mean, any dumb torture you can think of, you can get done on this guy.
You know who Chris Bumstead is? Yeah. 6-time Mr. Olympia? You actually have more dumbbells than him. Does that mean you're more jacked than Chris Bumstead?
Yeah, people are gonna look at this, are gonna freeze frame this and go, no, he's not. But that's all right. We can think that today. It makes me feel good. Yeah. This to me is more like fun. Same thing with these.
Functional strength.
Functional strength.
And then you got this.
Got the banana bag, man. Got the banana bag. There you go. There you go. Guess that's about it. I mean, got a bunch of like little random functional toys around here, but well, actually, we got a couple more accessories. And on the back side, we got the cold plunge and the infrared sauna.
Yo.
You just have a nice seat here. It's chilly out in Nashville today, so this is.
Bro, why are you sitting so close to him, fam? Like, why are you like right next to? Why are you sitting like right underneath there, bro? You could like, there should be like a little bit of space in between you. Homeboy sat next to him like,
You win it! Hey, Benoit!
tripping.
James's home gym impressed me a ton. Unlike other celebrities who have entire facilities for their gyms, James has found a way to include everything you need in a space no bigger than a garage. Did I mention that it also has sick lighting?
That'll get there.
How much did this gym cost?
40 grand, somewhere in there. Not too crazy.
That's good though, for like a home gym to be like this nice. So functionality, you can literally do everything.
I mean, the
here.
only other thing I'm gonna throw in here probably is a rower or a salt bike or something like that.
The only thing missing right now is cardio,
It's
basically.
coming. It's not missing cardio, dog. We got this right here, baby. Let's go. Jump rope this, so you got a little cardio.
There is cardio here. There is cardio. Vibe, it was S tier. Like, we were having a good time out here. The last thing is unique amenities. Cold plunge, sauna. I gotta give it an A tier. It's actually a home gym. This is a place you can train every single day.
The home gym means there's no excuse. No excuse not to get it in, no excuse not to eat.
I love it. A tier, my man.
Welcome to Nashville, man.
James
Great having
Maslow,
you.
baby.
Let's go.
Big time rush, where you
Let's
at?
go. In the house, baby.
James's home gym is realistic enough that you could probably build something similar. But for our next celebrity's gym, you might.
Okay, so there's the Gronk. The Gronk boys are up here in New York. I should have known they were up there in New York. But looks like we're going over here. This guy's face wasn't used yet. Looked like we're going over back to Nevada to Mr. I know that face,
might just
UFC.
need a little bit more space. What's up, man? Good to meet you.
Good to meet you
I'm
too.
Jesse.
I'm Dana.
As in Dana White, president and CEO of the UFC, who after being given only 10 years to live, transformed his life to optimize his health with an entire private facility.
This is death row.
Death row, baby. The real death row.
This is every nasty piece of leg equipment there is. I literally had the same machines in here for years. I took all my old equipment out and donated it to the police department. That's awesome. And then I brought all of this equipment in to go to another level.
But what about his superhuman protocol?
This is the red light therapy bed.
So you get in this every day?
Yeah, I have this PMF pad. And basically it goes under your sheets. This alkalines your body. So it gets rid of all the inflammation in your body.
This is a big cold plunge.
What do you do?
I did 42 for a while.
Yeah, 42 is
and it was brutal. So I moved to like 45 now. The worst is like every degree matters at that cold of a level.
Once you hit 50, every degree down.
Brutal. It's clear that Dana is using every tool at his disposal to optimize his health, including having a trainer preload all of his weights to save more time. I think it's awesome that you put like...
Hey, what? He has a trainer to preload all of his weights to save time. I gotta note that. That's some next level stuff right there. Like, I'm coming in and I just want to grab weights and lift. I don't want to have to pull the pin and adjust. I mean, that's some next level time management right there.
All the effort that you put into business, you're also putting into your health. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have always had that grind set. I'm not gonna sleep, skip workouts, because I want to be rich and like...
But that was me too when I was younger and building the business. I did whatever it took to, but that catches up with you and it starts to take a toll on you, and it got me.
With the unique amenities, along with an atmosphere that epitomizes hard work, Dana easily earns an S-tier rating. Let's see who our next celebrity, who's also the face of...
I was gonna say, that has to be an S-tier. He has a whole freaking private facility, got trainers, got the whole chef in there. Did you see the chef in there cooking it up? Nah, I guess we can't see it. Where is it?
And it starts to take a toll on you, and it got me.
With the unique...
Right there. Look at that. Whole chef right here. So bro's winning. So yeah, that's an S-tier too. I don't know who I would choose, either his or C-Bum's. I don't know, probably this one because the damn chef.
Amenities, along with an atmosphere that epitomizes hard work, Dana easily earns an S-tier rating. Let's see who our next celebrity, who's also the face of combat sports, can match up. Ski and ride.
Okay, that's going to be Jake, I believe. Jake Paul. I guess they both live in Puerto Rico then. I didn't think about that. They both live in Puerto Rico. I thought it was just one of them that stayed in Puerto Rico, but I guess they both stay out there. So shout out to them for living in Puerto Rico. Must be for tax reasons or something. I don't know. But we're about to find out. So let's go ahead and get this cracking. Here we go.
Brother. Jake Paul, the problem child who has revolutionized the sport of boxing. You ready to show me your gym?
Yeah, let's go to the gym.
Sick, sick. Oh, actually, I got you this one-of-one signed KSI photo.
Dude, that's awesome. I want to show you something really fast too.
Oh, Jay, that was literally $1,000 on eBay.
Don't you ever do that again. Hey, but it's so good to see you. Let's enter the gym, buddy. All right, let's do it. Welcome to the Paul's Hustle House. Always was a sports fan growing up, and we were like, yo, we need some lockers, right? You go into a gym. This one's mine, my girlfriend, Logan, and Logan's fiance, Nina.
Your unique amenities are already starting off high.
Over here is a punching bag lane. There needs to be space around. A lot of gyms you'll go, and they're all like stacked up on each other. I'm like, bro, I can't even work around. You gotta practice your footwork.
A mirror to pose?
This is actually for drills. When I got my new coach, all he did for a month straight was make me go like this. So he changed my footwork and then everything clicked.
That's all, I'm just waiting for that one thing and then I'll be good.
You got it. You're close. Well, not really.
That's how I got a black eye, in case you're wondering. Personally, I prefer Gorilla Mind to wake me up, but I guess a punch by Jake Paul works too. Make sure you use code Jesse for 10% off. My favorite products are creatine monohydrate, Gorilla Mode nitric, and their protein powder. We have the volleyball thing.
To volley your punches.
Is it actually called that?
No.
Oh.
Speed bags. So this is a kicking bag.
Will we see Jake Paul in the MMA ring?
Yes.
Who would you want to go against?
Nate Diaz, but he's scared.
All right, let's do the ring.
From the ring to the king, to the pen, to the... Sometimes there's 10 boxers in here, and some are on the bag, 3 in each ring, so there needs to be 2. So this is like the function area, sled pools, sprints, warm up, lunges. Then this is like cardio along here, treadmills,
We got the high altitude oxygen mask so you can run at a higher altitude.
What's your least favorite piece of cardio equipment, which means that it hurts the most?
The Stairmaster.
Two things I want to say. This is where I'd spend my time if I was training here. And second of all, who was benching all of these plates?
Yeah, this is my warm-up.
Oh!
So I just keep that on there so
okay.
the easy warm-ups.
Yeah. So we have a bench press, we have leg machines, a chest press, we got a classic cable stack, pretty standard. Over here we got a bunch of dumbbells, a little chaotic. You know, I gotta be honest in these reviews, you know? But you have 3 benches, which is really nice. And let's be real, weights are weights.
That was poetic. This is a bamboo bar. Have you tried one of these?
I've seen them, but they're like where you shake a ton.
It's a vibe.
I'm seeing a whole lot of balls, which is what I'm about.
Weighted balls, kettlebells, balls, Bosu balls, balance balls, all types.
Over here I see a rower machine. This is the glute machine that I'm assuming you were talking about.
The hip thruster.
The hip thruster, glute ham raise right here. Very good for athletics.
And here we have a tire.
Nice.
All right, you want to check out the really unique amenities now?
That's what I'm here for, man. Let's go.
We got the red light therapy bed with some oxygen. We got our Normatec boot setup and
good old cold plunge.
Can't go wrong.
What's this little like pod?
This pod is called the HOCAT. It has PMF in it, red light, infrared sauna, then some sort of oxygen that like kills bacteria or something.
So in here we have the Impulsive.
You want to run a pod?
I'll be Logan, you be Mike, okay?
Lana, come back!
How much does this gym cost for all the equipment?
Probably only like 500K.
Only?
What?
I can see you saying. My final ranking. You know, it's gonna.
Bro's rich. That's what that is. Bro is stupid rich. Only 500K. Bro got bread like crazy. I can't remember how much he made when he fought Tyson, but he got a hell of a lot of money. And I know Logan's on a path to be a billionaire if he isn't already.
Start at S, which is just like unbelievable, like you can't beat it. And then goes A, B, C, D, E, F.
A, B, C, D.
We go around. There's a lot of versatility here.
Appreciate it, Brendan. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You can be a boxer. You could be an MMA fighter. You have a ring upstairs. You got the vibe. That was S tier vibe for sure. There definitely was. Unique amenities. Yeah, I mean that's top tier too. All the stuff upstairs. You got 2 boxing rings. You know, you have all that stuff. So I'm left with no choice but D tier.
That's tough. You can only go up from here.
I gotta say he gave a D tier because he gave a black eye.
I'm kidding. The real ranking.
B.
Part of me wants to give you more, but the only reason is because for me personally, I need more gym.
Yeah.
You see, if I was a boxer, this is S tier, bro.
Right, but you're not.
But I'm not.
You're really not.
But I'm not.
Like you're not even close to being a boxer. Dude, thank you so much. Yeah.
Guys, get the. We have traveled thousands of miles.
Ice Cube.
They funny. That's actually pretty dang funny. That's good. But I give it to him though. I guess he's right for sure. If you're a boxer, that's an S tier gym. That's a legit gym for sure. I like his gym for sure. That is a legit gym. So I mean, and you're in Puerto Rico too, so you got like a hell of a your outdoors should be great weather type stuff. So yeah, let's continue. We're almost done, but I think we got one more person left. So let's go.
The coolest home gyms in all of America, but I saved our most famous celebrity for last, and my expectations are very high.
Oh, sorry, too early. Oh, welcome. How's it going, man?
Mr. Beast, the most subscribed YouTuber in the world, who has gone through a very impressive body transformation.
You already did Chris Bumstead, Dana White, Rob Gronkowski. Why am I in this? Like, this makes no sense.
Bro, look at the background. Before I even let the video go, this fool is in the basketball court. You can see all this back here. Then he's got Beast something up here on the thing. This is crazy.
I mean, judging by the look of this, I mean, this is pretty crazy. Pour me around, Jimmy.
I don't own Prime, so I do own Lunchly, so.
Do you have them before you work out?
I usually eat this turkey one. I just eat the turkey in it. But more importantly, we got these bad boys right here.
Cardio machines.
I haven't used once because I just play basketball.
What's your go-to situation to work out?
Oh, I mean, obviously basketball is the most fun. I could do 2 hours on here and burn less calories than if I was playing basketball for like 35, 40 minutes.
I have to 1v1 you or at least play you.
Are you good?
I'm the best. I'm horrible. What else is next? What else you got?
Every machine you could think of. I mean, I don't use most of these. I usually just use dumbbells, but this is for all my employees and people who work in my company. So
This is like the beast gym.
the crown jewel of this is
That's sick.
on every dumbbell is the beast logo, but it's not a sticker. See how it's engraved?
there.
I don't know why, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I need you to turn with me. Turn, dramatic, hand up.
Whoa!
That's what I told my trainer I want to look like in 18 months. To be honest, it's not very motivating because it just looks kind of creepy. I don't know, the head, like, I don't, my eyes aren't even open in that photo. It's just like.
It's a little creepy.
It is very creepy. Curls, all the things you use.
Oh, what is this? Is this a pullover? Oh, it's triceps. Okay. Wow. Okay, Jimmy.
Do you want to just live here?
I would love to. This is nice. Okay, we have a squat rack with some pull-up. We got a barbell, some plates.
We have the thing that is in every gym with the cables where you cable crossover where you hit the rear delts and.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Do some chest flies here.
Yeah, chest flies. The thing where you extend your legs.
We got the leg extension. Jimmy, get in here. You know
You're
why.
gonna give me the seat buckle?
Yes.
Yes, this one comes with the seat buckle.
Oh.
It's like a little airplane.
There we go. How often do you train legs?
I mean, we just do push-pull legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bodybuilder split.
Yep, then day off. I'm trying to get like you.
Dude, let's go. We got the leg curl. This is like the look back at it type of vibe right there. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, these are nice machines. Oh no, this is the girl, bad girl.
What the hell did you just say?
More leg equipment, a leg press. I feel like I'm doing the tour now.
Well, I mean,
Do you know what this
are
stuff is?
The bodybuilder. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's the
okay.
thing where you sit there and you push your legs.
And then what's this thing right here?
It's just same thing but standing.
Well, we got a half squat sort of pendulum squat torture device here.
Yep.
No, tell me.
It's the same thing, but
Is that for your
standing.
head?
No, wait, no. It's not.
No, that's to put your hand on.
It's to put your hand on it and go like that. Gotta wipe that off. Who would you say is your favorite fitness creator?
I really like Chris Bumstead. See, I feel like he's kind of funny.
What the heck, Jimmy?
What? So this is our DEXA machine.
How much is this thing, you know?
It's like 80 grand.
Wow. How do you keep up with your fitness while doing so much?
That's the hard part. That's why I don't look like you yet.
Because, bro, you're so busy.
I know, sometimes it's just push-ups in the hotel room or things like that. It's not as optimized as I would like. When I did 7 days buried alive, like my lean mass went down by like 1.5 pounds. So that like eradicated 2 months worth of work. I start to make gains and then I do these 7-day videos and it just screws them.
I got one for you. 7 days in the gym.
Let's do it.
I don't know if it's gonna get 300 mil, but at least you
Probably
get
not.
jacked. This is a shoulder press. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, this is nice. Dude.
This one I like.
This one's nice. So it's
Yeah.
it's a lat pull down, but it's like, whoa. Dude, this is so good. Do you know what this is, Jimmy?
Yeah, bench, but for,
Whoa! Do you ever pick up these ones, these 150s?
no.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 190. I mean, can you?
I could lift that, dude. Let me show you something.
Okay, go for it. Curl it.
I might have just tore my bicep. It's totally fine.
Now, to the best part, follow me. Sometimes after a workout, you're sweaty, you just want to hang out, there's other people in the gym. So we got the private room over here. This is just a little room where I can hide out. The boys are running basketball, I want to take a phone call.
Yeah, this is a vibe, you know?
There's a little shower over here, the usual. It looks,
Oh, whoa.
yeah, it looks really bougie.
See, I knew this was your home gym. There's a toothbrush, there's a shaver.
I could live in this gym. This gym has everything I need. And now, the best part of the tour,
Let's go!
the basketball court.
Where I'm amazing.
No! This basketball court has shot clocks and timers above both goals that work, plus a scoreboard with the sound effects and everything.
I mean,
That's crazy. He has a legit basketball court, shot clock, scoreboard, everything. That is, you got to give him a round of applause for that. We got to give Mr. Beast, I think his name is Jimmy, a round of applause for that one. That's live. All right, here we go.
What did you expect? It's Mr. Beast. The guy making the biggest videos in the world, of course, has a crazy gym.
let's go! Let's go! Sorry.
And before we give Jimmy his rating, it's actually so crazy I got to do this video and meet all these amazing people. It's truly because of you guys that I even get to make these videos. So I just wanted to say thank you and do something special.
If you want to win all these signed gifts from these celebrities, here's how. All you have to do is subscribe.
All right, well, that's the end of it. He's winding down to the end and coming with his little finishing up speech. But shout out to him for that video. That was actually a fun video to watch for sure. Shout out to Jesse James West. Shout out to you, buddy. That was a good one. And hopefully Mr. Beast takes you up on that offer to do the 7-day in the gym thing. I mean, yeah, you're right. It might not hit 300 million just due to the fact that it has to do with health and fitness. And people aren't really too much into health and fitness. They don't want to take care of themselves. It's just kind of what it is. But hey, like you said, at least you'll get jacked. So that's the main thing right there for sure. That's the main thing. All right, so that's gonna be for the fitness segment of the show, man. We gotta breeze through this. We only got like an hour and a half left. We got 2 more segments to go, but we are gonna make this stuff happen. But as far as the fitness goes, I thought that was really good. I would say out of everybody's workout gym on that one, I would have to go with probably either I'm gonna have to go with C-Bum or Dana. Is it Dana White? Yeah, Dana. Either C-Bum or Dana. Those 2 gyms were like the best ones for sure. I would probably use C-Bum for sure because his is just like any gym that you go to. So that was like super hella legit. I like C-Bum's the best for sure. I would use his. So yeah, out of all those, C-Bum would be my go-to one. I liked his. He knew. Plus he's a bodybuilder, so he has like the actual gym stuff that you go to when you see in a gym. So it only made sense for him to, have all that. But Dana's was hella tight as well. Dana's was like really, really nice. So he was like right behind him or right on par with him. Plus he had the chef and all that stuff, man. Like, heck yeah. Heck yes. So, man, shout out to them. And one day your boy gonna have his own home gym. I can't wait. It's gonna be there for sure. I'm gonna have my own home gym. We gonna do it. We're gonna put it together. We're gonna have it. I'm gonna do a tour of it. The whole 9 yards is gonna be probably up to par with C-Bum's for sure. That's gonna be the aim, to be up to par with C-Bum's gym, and probably yeah, that's the goal. Have a home gym, but like C-Bum's, because that was legit. He had the whole bay door and everything. Like, only difference is mine gonna have a banging sound system. My sound system for my gym is gonna be to my liking. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be the best thing ever. Whew, wait till that day come. We on our way there though. We are on our way there for sure. We are on our way to the greatest greatness of all that is going to happen. You're gonna see it. Just give your boy time. Give your boy some time, and we gonna see that. And when it happens, I'm gonna play back this video. I'm gonna be like, remember that time on live stream when I told you that I was going to have me a at-home fitness gym that was gonna be on par, if not above C-Bum's? I'm gonna play this back. I'm gonna play this back that day. And I remember what the name of the live stream is because it has celebrity something fitness gyms or whatever at the bottom. So we gonna know which one it is. It's not gonna be hard to find. So this everything is gonna be able to track. I can easily find this video. We can easily find what I'm gonna say whenever the time comes. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Boy, it's gonna be a great day when it happens. I'm gonna be like, I told y'all. I told y'all. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and slide into the next segment of the show. We got to go to the economy segment of the show because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the economy lately, man. We got to go ahead and get right into it. So let's not waste too much time. Let me go ahead and change the banner out real quick so we can get to this economy segment of the show and get our sexy lady to slide up in here and give us the intro. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
Ooh-wee. Face card, 1 thou wow. Her face card's 1 thou wow for sure. Watch the little thumbs up thing come up. Does it come up this time? No? All right, cool. How about now? Does this work? Does it work? No? Okay. We got something. We got something going. All right. So anyway, we're here in the economy segment of the show. And if you've been living on a rock, at least on the West, or at least in America, at least, or hell, you ain't got to be in America. You can be anywhere and know about this. But for sure, if you've been living under a rock in America, as you may or may not know, we are on a freaking government shutdown, lockdown, or whatever you want to call it, shutdown, lockdown thing. Bruh. And with that being said, Trump has basically, like, they said we ran out of money. Technically speaking, there isn't any money. If you kind of know, there isn't any money. But whatever. The government's running out of money. They ran out of money or whatever. They're just having some big fight at the end of the day. And they just not paying their federal workers. They're not paying government employees. So right now, everybody working for free. Military people are working for free. Anybody that works in any government sector, maybe even the feds, I think everybody's working for free right now. So don't piss anybody off that works for the government right now. Like seriously, like do not piss nobody off that works for the government. Don't even like interact with them, bro. I mean, they gonna probably does that even count for the police too? I think that counts for the police. Yeah, don't get pulled over right now. Don't yell at a cop. If the cops are, I think the police are part of it. I mean, if the feds come down on you, like, bro, you in trouble because they finna put their foot. All that anger that they got, yeah, that all that anger is going into they foot going into your ass. So you might want to like chill out for a minute. If you're doing something, like take a step back and ask yourself, like, is this a government employee? When you go to the United States Post Office Service, you might want to be nice to them because they really looking at you. They ain't happy. They are not. Every government employee is looking at every single citizen or every single person that walks up to them for help with a smile on their face. They looking at all of us like this.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
So just be cool, man. Be cool, calm, collective. They just not having it. And I can't blame them. I'd be pissed too. Even the military, bro. Could you imagine being in the military and they do this to you? Like, you just out there working for no pay, getting yelled at, bossed around, all that stuff, and getting yelled at. You just got into the military. You in boot camp right now, and they just not paying you. And man, yeah. So take it easy on any government employees. However, let's go ahead and dive into this first video. First thing that we got. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So before we start, let me get this put up on a screen so we can see. As you can see, well, hold on, here we go. Government enters, what is this? Third day as Republicans and Democrats remain deadlocked. Let me change that banner real quick before we start. There we go. So as you can see right here, we have this article right here that shows that the Republicans and Democrats remain deadlocked, whatever the hell that means. But we're going to read it, or else I'm going to read to you, since a lot of you out there don't like to read, and you probably can't read. So I'm going to go ahead and take the plunge, okay? So here we go. October 3rd, 2025, which is, hey, today. Make sure you pay your rent too, by the way. Get that late charge. Let me fix it for you so you can see it. The federal government shutdown has entered into its third day with no signs of a resolution as both parties remain entrenched in their position on Capitol Hill. Republicans plan to bring the same funding bill to the floor for the fourth time, while Democrats continue to demand a permanent extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits. Okay, interesting. Trump administration has hinted at announcing thousands of federal layoffs since the shutdown began, adding another layer of complexity to the standoff. All eyes are on both Capitol Hill and the White House for potential developments. Let's see what the Republican strategy faces and its continued resistance. So we have House of Republicans are expected to put their short-term government funding bill on the floor for the fourth time. So these fools are adamant about what the hell they trying to get done. Despite it not being expected to pass, Democrats have rejected the measure, maintaining they will settle for nothing less than a permanent extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credit that expires at the end of this year. Okay, so that's what they fighting over. Okay, interesting. House Speaker Mike Johnson has insisted there is nothing to negotiate and that Democrats should accept the short-term extension, which Republicans claims contains no poison pills. What the hell does that mean? All right, that's interesting. All right, so we have health insurance costs could skyrocket without action. All right, so this is getting my attention. If the Affordable Care Act subsidies expires, Americans who get insurance through state marketplaces could see their premiums increase by an average of 114%. Are you 114%? Let's continue. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates that millions of Americans could lose their health insurance if the subsidies are not extended. Bruh, 114%, bro? That's crazy. Americans have had access to these enhanced subsidies since 2021, and their expirations could create significant financial hardship during open enrollment periods. Do you think? Whew, I didn't know that was an issue. We got to clip this. Trump administrations threaten federal layoffs. All right, so here's the next part. The Trump administration continues to hint at potential layoffs of thousands of federal workers, a move that senators from states with high concentration of federal employees view as a negotiation tactic. Senator Chris Van Hollen called the potential layoffs a mafioso demand. It's like the pot calling the kettle black, huh? From President Trump. Democrats argue such layoffs would be illegal, though it remains unclear what they could do to prevent them beyond legal challenges. So basically, Trump is like, you think it's illegal? Well, hey, check this out. This is how I feel about that.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
So yeah, call it illegal if you want to. Do something. Public opinion and political calculations. So the next part, we're almost done. A Washington Post survey that 1,000 people found that 47% of Americans blame Republicans for the shutdown, while 30% blame Democrats. The Democrat base had previously criticized party leadership for not fighting harder during the past shutdown negotiations. Democrats may see political opportunity in the standoff, particularly if healthcare costs rise significantly for Americans. Huh. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. The party out of power typically performs well in midterm elections, and Democrats are hoping to retake control of both the House and the Senate in 2026. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. All right. So then there's a double-edged sword to this. Shutdown impacts expected to worsen. Let me finish this last part. While the immediate effects of the shutdown have been limited, the impacts are expected to become more severe as it continues. Programs like WIC and federal worker paychecks could be affected if the shutdown extends into next week or beyond. Jesus. Both sides will need to find a face-saving way to end the standoff. Though the longer it continues, the more painful it becomes for all involved. All right, so this part right here, Democrats may see a political opportunity in the standoff, particularly if healthcare costs rises significantly for Americans. The party out of power typically performs well in the midterm elections. So this is like, I think it's a double-edged sword, because I'm thinking like the Democrats are like, yeah, go ahead and do it, because if you do it, that gives us leverage going into the midterm elections, because now we can go back and, you know, get some leverage, because people are going to be feeling so much pain from their health insurance that we're going to gain those voters, you know what I mean? And then we have a leg to stand on as far as a reason for them to vote for us. But dang, 114% increase? Bro, 114% increase? Like, yeah, hold on, where is he at? Hold on, go ahead and speak, bro, come on.
Catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please.
It's just like instead of catching bullets with his teeth, just say 114% increase. 114% increase. Ninja, please. Like, come on, bro. That's brutal. And I mean, this could be, you know, a long-term power play for the Democrats, but dang, at the cost of 114% increase on people's health insurance, people already think that American health insurance is grade A trash. So to add 114% increase on boy, people gonna flee this country. People go right out of America, bro. They leaving. They ain't nobody gonna stay around for this fight. Like, who are y'all fighting? Ask yourself this question. If the healthcare goes up 114% increase, like, do any of y'all get hurt? All you politicians, you red and blue people, you gangsters, you Democrats and Republicans, do any of y'all face any pain? Hell no, y'all don't face no pain. It's everybody else who facing the pain. Y'all ain't getting hurt. That's crazy work right there, boy. Whew. Well, hopefully everything works out for the best. All right, then I have another thing I'm gonna read. This is a Reddit post. I normally don't read Reddit posts, but this one is kind of interesting. I'm gonna try to hide this person's name so we don't show it. All right, cool. I didn't. All right, so this one here, this guy, somebody on Reddit, they put this post up or whatever on Reddit, and I had Reddit, so I figured it'd be interesting to read. Just, you know, give it like a little bit more insight to things that go on. Let me make sure I don't show his name or her name or whatever. All right, so I'm gonna read this real quick just to give you an idea of how. And this is a 7-month-old post on Reddit. Okay, so this is way before what's going on now. But listen to this right here. This is somebody who is basically speaking on their opinion on how they feel about this particular situation. So this is what it says. To preface, first it says, what are the benefits and costs of a shutdown? Okay. To preface, I am a Fed and want the shutdown to happen for personal reasons such as 1, I want to see Democrats stand their ground and negotiate against the Republicans and fight for us. And 2, I want the public to feel the absence of the actual work that Feds do daily and realize how vital it is, especially with spring break and flights, parts, etc. And number 3, I desperately need a break. Okay, I could feel you on number 3. Number 1, you want to see the Dems stand their ground and negotiate against the Republicans. Well, we just saw that they could use this as a bargaining point later on down the line for the 2026 election if people healthcare goes to shit. So I don't think they're going to stand their ground. They just might use this as a bargaining tactic. Continue. But I also realized there are a lot of uncertainties regarding the shutdown. Yeah, after what I just read. If the shutdown goes for months and with rifts starting, I don't know what that is, I could, and also many others, I assume, end up jobless and savingsless, depending on how long the shutdown lasts. Also, we don't know what Elon and dogs could do to further dismantle the government during our absence. Based on recent posts, threads, and comments, I can tell most feds on this sub also want the shutdown to happen, but I'm not exactly sure what we want and expect from the shutdown. How can we trust the Democrats would be able to fight and fix things under the shutdown? What if the outcome is worse than before the shutdown, which what we just read, 114 increase on affordable health insurance or whatever. Just wondering what people think and if I missed any pros and cons of the shutdown, as I want to have an educated opinion. I'm not asking if the shutdown will happen or not, since we don't know anything for sure until midnight of the 14th, which I don't know what's going on at midnight of the 14th. However, this was 7 months ago, okay? This was 7 months ago, whoever this person is. So as we can see, if this thing goes on, this is going to have a very, very bad ordeal. And if both sides keep fighting over this, I mean, 114% increase on health insurance or the affordable health insurance or whatever, a lot of people are going to go without health insurance. It's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of people. Plus, WIC, food stamps and stuff like that, that's going to come to a halt too. So people are going to be hungry. So this is basically, if you poor, if you're depending on the government right now, right? This is basically you in a nut. This is basically how they look at you in a nutshell.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
That's really what this is saying in a nutshell. Like straight up. There ain't no other way to like explain it. Like that's basically what it is. Because who getting hurt? Who's getting hurt? The person at the bottom. The people on the top is like, yeah. Well, like it's only 114% increase, and we'll cut off the WIC and stuff like that. They'll be alright. Like, no, that's not cool. So just be wary out there. That's why when I do these shows, my premise to all these shows, I always tell y'all the same thing. The reason why I do these shows is for one reason mainly. It's to inform you, to educate you, to give you some knowledge and insight to see what's going on in the world of fitness, economy, and AI, but to also get you to understand that you need to put your head down and grind for the next 5, 10, or 15 years and stay so freaking focused and have unwavering focus of what's going on and get as rich as you possibly can, because that's the only way you can get out of this, is to get rich. That's it. There's no other way. You either get rich or you suffer these long-term, these forever consequences that are going to rain down upon you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, your family. Is going to be bad. So I do these to give you some motivation and to educate you and to give you some knowledge to pay attention to, like look around and see, hey, this is going on and these people ain't playing, nor do they give two shits about you if you're broke, if you're poor, if you're struggling. They don't care at all. Like, have you looked at the stock market lately? Everything's going up. Financially, everything is like in the green damn near. But as far as like, regular folks, yeah, they pockets is hurting. But the stock market, green as can be, boy. It's just like cha-ching on all levels. So I do these to get you to get you motivated to stay focused and grind and do what you got to do to get out of a situation that you're in, because you have to get rich. There ain't nothing else you could do. So stay focused. So the next thing that we're going to take a look at is this slide right here. So we have this slide here. We're going to take a look at this. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So it's going to show the shutdown duration. All right. So this is a live showing of the duration of the shutdown right here. As you can see, the shutdown has been going on for, what's this, 2 days, 15 hours, and 17 minutes. I don't know why my sound is doing that. We got to fix that. But yeah, the federal government has been shut down for this long. So they have a timer on it. They got a whole freaking timer to show you how long this has been going on for. And if you scroll down a little further, we'll come across this chart right here. This is a very interesting chart. I found this. This is really, really, really fun to look at. Let me see if I can get more of it inside the screen. So what we have here, you know what, I'll zoom in so we can look at it quicker, closer. What we have here is a shutdown right here. So the longest government shutdown happened in 2018 and lasted for 34 full days. So we go back and we look at previous government shutdowns right here. So we got September in 1976 under the administration of Gerald Ford. He was a Democrat. It was a 10-day shutdown. Then we got Jimmy Carter in 1977, Democrat, 12-day shutdown. Then Jimmy Carter again a month later for an 8-day shutdown. Then Jimmy Carter again, 1997, a month later, back to back to back, 8-day shutdown. Then Jimmy Carter again 1 year later. He does a 17-day shutdown. And then, well, hold on. Then 1 year later again. So he did a shutdown once every month for 3 months in 1977, and then a year later he did one for 17 days. Then he did a year later in 1979 for 11 days. So right here, Jimmy Carter was shutting it down the government for whatever reason he needed. 1981, we have Ronald Reagan in November, Democrat/Republican, House and Senate. Okay, I see it. Ronald Reagan in 1981, he did one for 2 days. Then 1982 in September, he did one for 1 day. 1982 in December, he did one for 3 days. And then Ronald Reagan again, he did another one on November of 1983 for 3 days. Then he did another one for September 1984 for 2 days. Then he did one like a few days later, September 30th, then October 3rd. So a few days later, he did another shutdown for 1 day. Then about 2 weeks later, he did another shutdown for 1 day. Then about 2 months later, I take that back. So now, wait, let me do that again. Let's see, from September 30th, 84 to October 3rd, 84, which was a few days apart, he did 2 different shutdowns, one for 2 days, one for 1 day. Then 2 years later, he did it in October of 1986 for 1 day. Then a year later, he did December 18th, 1987 for 1 day. And then we have George H.W. Bush, 1990. He does one in October for 3 days, and that's the only one he did. Then we got Bill Clinton, Mr. Monica Lewinsky himself. Bill Clinton comes in with the shutdown in 1995, November for 5 days. And then about a month later, he does another one around Christmas time for 21 days. Then we go from 1995 all the way to 2013. Barack Obama does a shutdown on September 30th, 2013. He does it for 16 days. And then in 2018, Mr. Donald Trump hops in office 2018. In January, he does a 2-day shutdown. And then he does another one in December of 2018 for 34 days. And I think that's the last one that we had, at least as far as this thing goes. I don't think Biden ever did a shutdown. At least this is as far as it goes. And now we have, and if you look at these, and if you look at these right here, right, out of all these that happened, if you look at all the days, the longest person who held the government shutdown the longest was Donald Trump for 34 days back in 2018. So now we're in another one. Hopefully he don't try to outdo himself, but if he does, oh boy, it's not gonna look too good. People are gonna be hurting for sure.
I said, goddamn.
So as you can see here, Trump has done the longest one out of all of them, 34 days. So hopefully he doesn't try to outdo himself. But if he does, oh man, Christmas ain't gonna look too good this year. People are gonna be hurting. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But that's just a chart right there for us to look at to see if all of the shutdowns that we had all the way back from 1976 all the way to current. So like I said, I don't know if Biden or anybody did one. I don't think he did. So yeah, there's that. So hopefully you got a good insight on that one, because that's pretty fun to watch. On another note, speaking of Mr. Trump himself, he has been hinting about, he's been feeling a certain way about the Taliban. I need my back scratching. My back itches. It's over there. He's been feeling a certain way about the Taliban lately, man. He's been hinting about something that I believe, was it Biden or Obama? I think it was Biden. Biden had gave them a air base in Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken. Biden had gave them something, and he was like, we gave it to him for no reason. He's upset about it. So now he's like, you know, we want it back. You know, he's like, hey, I know Biden gave this to you, but screw Biden. Like, I want it back. So you're gonna have to come up off that. You know what I mean? You know, the Taliban ain't no punk. So we're going to have to see how this plans out. But let's go ahead and take a look at a clip of this as Trump actually speaking on this situation. So right here, we have it right here. But let's see what Trump says himself. Let's hear the man talk.
We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. We're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back, because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. We're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. We're going to leave Afghanistan.
Okay, all right. So as you see there, Mr. Trump is saying that he wants the base back, and he's mad that they gave it up for nothing, allegedly, that's his words, but you know, there's two sides to every story, so you can't believe what he says. In this case, we're going to find out here in a second. And he's saying that the reason why they want it back, two reasons. We gave it to him for nothing, and number two would be because China has nuclear weapons an hour away, so he wants it back for whatever reason. However, I actually found a video that speaks on the Afghanistan Bagram base, and the Taliban or some of the people over there allegedly had actually spoke on the situation, and they spoke on, you know, what actually took place and why they have it. So we're going to see from the other side of the story as to what's going on with the situation, and if, you know, if the Taliban has it for a legit reason, or if it was given to them for no reason at all. So I got a short clip we're going to take a look at right here that shows this right here. The Taliban supposedly they rejected Trump's proposal for U.S. return. So they ain't giving it back, but let's see the reason why it was given to them in the first place. So let's check this out right here. Here we go.
4 years after the chaotic withdrawal of the last US troops from Afghanistan, President Donald Trump has put the prospect of a return of American soldiers firmly back on the agenda. He seems fixated on this place, Bagram, just outside Kabul. It was, for 20 years, the main staging base for US forces during their 20-year war. Now he says he wants it back, or bad things might happen. Bagram was given up as part of the US withdrawal deal agreed in Doha, and not surprisingly, the Taliban government in Kabul isn't keen on the idea.
It should be recalled that the United States pledged that it will not use or threaten force against the territorial integrity or political independence of Afghanistan. Therefore, it is necessary that they remain faithful to their commitments.
Trump has always been highly critical of the way the US pulled out of Afghanistan, leaving behind vast quantities of military equipment, which was on full display at Bagram on the 3rd anniversary of the US withdrawal. Blaming former President Joe Biden for the chaos, Trump seems to forget the agreement was signed under his administration.
What Trump is trying it is pushing Taliban to a corner to have a new deal. So he is trying to get out of the Doha agreement, pushing Taliban to make a new deal where they can accept a part of his forces back on the ground.
It's thought a return to Bagram would be strategically important in countering the growing influence of China since the US departure. And Trump has hinted there could be rewards for the Taliban if they did a deal. In rejecting the idea, the Taliban has been firm but diplomatic with the US, mindful of maintaining cordial relations with such an economic power and also knowing its own precarious position. But with a history of invasions going back hundreds of years, talk of foreign boots on Afghan soil is highly emotive here, and an American boot especially, given recent history, a step too far. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Kabul.
Okay, so as we see right there what's going on with that situation, we see that they said that there was an agreement that was put into place that was made between the Taliban and America for that Bagram Air Base. So they're saying that there was an agreement that was already put in place, and they said it was signed under his term. So now what's going on is Trump is like, no, I want it back. But they were supposed to, but since there's already a deal in place, they're like, okay, he's trying to renege on the deal. But it's like, we got a deal in place, so how you gonna renege on the deal? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We made a fair deal, but now you're coming in and saying it's gonna be bad if we don't give it up to you. It's almost like, what's the issue? We made a deal. Now you're trying to renege on your deal and bully us out of it. But this one guy right here, this guy mentioned right here, he said it was an agreement. So let me see the name of the agreement real quick. Right here. Let's look at this agreement that he mentioned, and I'll go find it.
What Trump is trying at is pushing Taliban to a corner to have a new deal. So he is trying to get out of the Doha agreement.
He said Doha agreement. Doha agreement. Okay, so let's look up what the Doha agreement is. So let's go ahead and see. Whoops. Let's see if we can find that real quick. So the Doha agreement with Taliban. What is the agreement? Let's figure this out to see exactly what's going on. Let's see. United States, Taliban agreement. Doha agreement. It shouldn't be too hard to find. Doha or Doha? Doha, I believe. All right, so let's see. Can we find this agreement to see what it is? The agreement was scheduled to begin consumption. Let's see. I think I got it right here. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have to look at two different. I'm gonna have to look at two different sources for this. But let's go ahead and start off with this one right here. Between negotiated is known as the Taliban and United. Okay, here we go. So we'll go right here. We're gonna start this one right here. All right, so first source is going to be Google AI. We're going to start off with this one first just to see, and then we're going to take another source. So let's go ahead and get this put up on the screen so we can see the Doha agreement that this man is talking about. All right. The Doha Agreement, officially known as the Agreement for Bringing Peace to Afghanistan, was signed on February 29, 2020 between the U.S. and the Taliban. While the agreement facilitated the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Afghanistan, it does not specifically mention Bagram Air Base. The agreement stipulated the withdrawal of all NATO forces and closure of 5 U.S. military bases within 135 days, significantly altering the military landscape in Afghanistan. All right. So as we see right there, that's the Doha agreement that Google gave us. Now we're going to go and look at another piece of article right here. And we are going to look at this. Now, I got to make sure that I'm correct on this. So hopefully I am. If I'm not, then hey, I tried. All right. So then we have this right here. I got this piece of paper right here. This shows the agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan between the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, which is not recognized by the United States, a state, and is known as the Taliban in the United States of America, February 29th, 2020. Now, we just read right here that it says that this agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan was signed on February 29th, 2020. And then I have this right here, which is the agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan between the Islamic immigrants of Afghanistan, which is not recognized by the United States as a state and is known as the Taliban in the United States of America, February 29th of 2020. So we have that right here. A comprehensive peace agreement is made into 4 parts right here. So we got 4 parts to this agreement. I can't move it over for you to see this side over here, so I'm gonna pull it back. Number 1, it guarantees an enforcement mechanism that will prevent the use of the soil of Afghanistan by any group or individual against the security of the U.S. and its allies. Guarantees enforcement mechanisms and the announcement of a timeline for the withdrawal of all foreign forces from Afghanistan. After the announcement of guarantees for a couple withdrawn of foreign forces and timeline in the presence of international witnesses, and guarantees and the announcement in the presence of international witnesses that Afghan soil will not be used against the security of the United States and its allies, the Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan, which is not recognized by the U.S. as a state and is known as the Taliban, will start intra-Afghanistan negotiations with Afghan sides on March 10th, 2020, which corresponds to that stuff right there. And the last one, a permanent comprehensive ceasefire will be an item on the agenda of the intra-Afghan dialogue and negotiation. The participants of intra-Afghan negotiations will discuss the date and modalities of a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire, including joint implementation mechanisms, which will be announced along with the completion and agreement over the future political roadmap of Afghanistan. Okay, so as we see, we'll read this part right here. Part 1, the United States is committed to withdraw from Afghanistan all military forces of the U.S., its allies, and coalition partners, including all non-diplomatic civilian personnel, private security contractors, trainers, advisors, and supporting services personnel within 14 months following announcement of this agreement, and will take the following measures in this regard. Oh, wow. There's a lot that goes into this. Okay. United States and its allies, let's see, they will reduce the number of U.S. forces in Afghan to 8,600 or 8,600 and proportionally reduce the reduction in the number of all of its allies and coalition forces. Okay, so basically just saying that they need to withdraw the forces from 5 military bases. All right, so we have all this right here. So this goes into detail exactly what this is. All right, so just kind of just skimming through this. And number 2, in conjunction with the announcement of this agreement, the Taliban, which is not recognized by the U.S., known as Taliban, will take the following steps to prevent any group, including Al-Qaeda, from using the soil of Afghanistan to threaten the security of the United States and its allies. That's part 2. Okay, I'll just run through all the parts. Part 3, United States will request the recognition and endorsement of the United Nations Security Council for this agreement. It's part 3, and that's all the parts. So this is a short document, but it basically puts it here. Signed in Doha, Qatar on February 29, 2020, and it shows where it corresponds with. So, yeah, this is it. And then it says this last little piece under number 3. This last piece, the United States will seek economic cooperation for reconstruction with the new post-settlement Afghan Islamic government as determined by the intra-Afghan dialogue and negotiations, and will not intervene in its internal affairs. So yeah, there's that. So clearly there was an agreement. There was an agreement that was made. It was for peace. But now it looks like somebody wants war. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to go down. I mean, you go against the contract. It seems like they're just abiding by the contract that was agreed upon. I don't know the timeline of the contract because it doesn't have a timeline in it. I'm looking through it right now. There's no timeline in this contract, but it's for peace. You know, it's a contract for peace. So I don't see any reason to break the peace and cause a war. But as we all know, all wars are banker wars. If you don't know, now you know. So there's a reason for a war. There's always a reason for a war. You can't ever let a good war go to waste. You know, that's what some rich person said. I don't know who he was, but you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? You can't let a good war go to waste. You know what I mean? You gotta get that money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right there. But anyway, there's that. Now, with that being said, so we just saw what Trump said right here. Remember, we just looked at this. We looked at this, and Trump said, you know, we're leaving Afghanistan, we're going to leave Afghanistan, but he's not too happy about leaving the Bagram Air Base. He's like, we want it back. But there was a peace agreement that was made right here, as we see right here. And this guy right here described it. He said there was a Doha agreement for peace. He said it was, and I found it. Here it is right here. You know, so they have the agreement. It's a comprehensive peace agreement. It's made of 4 parts, and I just read all 4 parts to you. So it was in agreement. Now, it was signed on February of 2020. Yeah, February 29th of 2020. Real quick, when did Trump take office? Did Trump take office in 2020 or 2021? When did Trump take office? It was just this year, right? No, wait. No. Hold on. When was Trump's first presidency? I should know this, but I don't. Sorry. It was from January 20th, 2017. So he ran 4 years, 18, 19, 20, 21. So therefore, it was under his presidency. It was under his presidency for sure. Yes, right here. Look, it's Trump. Oh, bro. Come on, family. Hold on. Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. Check this out right here. All right, so here it is right here. All right, come on, fam. Look, right there. First presidency of Donald Trump. January 20th, 2017 to January 20, 2021. And here's the peace agreement that was signed on February 29th, 2020 during his presidency. As we go down right here, it shows right here, signed in Doha, Qatar on February 29th, 2020. So it's right there. You know, now I don't see any signatures, so I can't say that this is like legit a document that was signed and stuff like that as far as contracts go, but you get what I'm saying, because this guy right here, he explained it. He's like, there was a Doha agreement that was between us that we agreed on, and clearly it was under his presidency. So he's upset about something, which he said he's upset about. He doesn't like how they gave it away, but it's like, it was under your term. You're the one that did it. So you're tripping on this one, bro. Let's hear him say it again.
I understand, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. We're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, that one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it.
Come on, family. Let's go, bro. You got to hold that L, man. You made an agreement. You can't renege on it. I mean, you can, but you're going to cause a lot of problems. Speaking of reneging, he's basically saying that there's going to be a war. He said there's going to be a problem if they don't give it up. Well, I've looked into a few things, and I got right here a general speaking. Let's hear what he says.
Boys and girls, the news is out. We're going back to Afghanistan, man. Everybody that's going to be in the fight, man, get your shit ready, load your magazines. Hey, man, everybody kiss your kids goodbye. Shit's about to get real, man. I don't know any other way we're going to go into fucking ballroom and fucking try to get it back, man. It's going to be grimy, bruh. Get ready. Sign it up. Boys and girls, the news is out. We're going back to Afghanistan, man. Everybody that's going to be in the fight, man, get your shit ready, load your magazines. Hey, man, everybody kiss your kids goodbye. Shit's about to get real, man. I don't know any other way we're going to go into fucking ballroom and fucking try to get it back, man. It's going to be grimy, bruh. Get ready. Sign it up.
Damn. Grimy it is, bruh. And just to take it one step further, because I didn't want to take his word. So I had to go and try to find somebody else who was speaking on it. Then I found this guy. And let's go ahead and see what he has to say to it about this right here. So here we go.
Well, boys, get your desert camo dusted off because we're going back to Afghanistan. That's right. This is actually real. Donald Trump just said that he wants to go back to Bagram Air Force Base and reoccupy it. Now, the reasons make no sense. He wants to engage in, as far as what stood out to me, rare earth minerals, mining, and exploration. Now, to do that, unless we make a deal with the Taliban, it's going to require a really sizable military force of thousands and thousands of soldiers to secure the perimeter, to secure the mine, even to secure the airfield. So this would involve combat. That would mean we were basically involved in warfare with two different countries. You know, Venezuela indirectly, but about to be directly. And secondly, with the Taliban in Afghanistan. Have we not had enough there? He was so critical of Joe Biden in Afghanistan, even though the Afghanistan withdrawal was Donald Trump's deal that he made and Biden was just executing it. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is what happens when you have someone who does not have anybody advising him who will tell him that his ideas are stupid. But here we go, back to the Middle East. Well, boys, get your desert camo dusted off.
Okay, hold on. I'm finna let him talk again, but I'm gonna interject on a few things that he said this time around. All right, there was a couple things I heard that I was like, hold on, some don't sound right, because I literally just read everything to you. So let's figure out what's going on. Here we go.
We're going back to Afghanistan. That's right. This is actually real. Donald Trump just said that he wants to go back to Bagram Air Force Base and reoccupy it. Now, the reasons make no sense.
Okay, the reasons make no sense. Let's hear his reasons that he's heard.
He wants to engage in, as far as what stood out to me, rare earth minerals, mining, and exploration. Now,
rare earth minerals and mining and exploration. All right, let's hear what he says.
With strength and dignity. We're going to keep Bagram, the big air. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. We're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, that one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. We're going to.
Okay, so the reason he said one of the reasons because it's an hour away from China's base, and then he also said they need things from us. So it's like, you know, he on some Indian giver type shit is what it sounds like. But let's continue. And he said we gave it to him for nothing. Here it is right here. We gave it to him for nothing, but here's the agreement. The agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan, February 29, 2020. This guy right here said it right here himself. He said this right here. Listen to what he says. He said this is the reason, this is the agreement that was made, the Doha agreement.
Trump is trying, it is pushing Taliban to
his administration.
What Trump is trying, it is pushing Taliban to a corner to have a new deal. So he is trying to get out of the Doha agreement, pushing Taliban to make a new deal where they can accept a part of his forces back on the ground.
So he's trying to get out the agreement now, and I'll show you right here. It was signed. This is an agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan, signed February 29, 2020. But then if we look right here, his first presidency was from January 2017 to January 2021. So it was under his terms, which is, I'm like, bruh, you made a deal. Like, what's good? But let's hear this guy speak some more. Let's hear what he says.
To do that, unless we make a deal with the Taliban.
Unless we make a deal with the Taliban, well, technically we already did. Well, they already did. I ain't got no problem with them. They ain't do nothing to me. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's already a deal in place. And homeboy right here clearly said it. He's trying to get out of the deal, which I think he's going to do. But let's continue.
It's going to require a really sizable military force of thousands and thousands of soldiers to secure the perimeter, to secure the mine, even to secure the airfield. So this would involve combat.
This will involve combat.
I mean, we were basically involved in warfare with two different countries. You know, Venezuela indirectly, but about to be directly. And secondly, with the Taliban in Afghanistan. Have we not had enough there? He was so critical of Joe Biden in Afghanistan, even though the Afghanistan withdrawal was Donald Trump's deal that he made and Biden was just executing it. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is what happens when you have someone who does not have anybody advising him who will tell him that his ideas are stupid. But here we go, back to the Middle East.
All right, so you can't say nothing about Biden in this situation, bro. You can't say when I say you, I mean you. You can't talk crap about Biden. Biden held up your deal. You made a deal with somebody, and his whole time while he was in presidency, even though I'm not a Biden fan, Biden held up your deal. He did. He held up your deal while he was in presidency, and now you going back in and reneging on your own deal. Like, come on, bro. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. That's some. Now, I know. One thing I do know is, like I always say, all wars are bankers' wars. So I understand that. So if there's a war going on, just pay attention to banking, and that should give you the answer that you need. All right, well, let's move on away from that. So we got that understood right there. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is we'll look at a video that's going to give us an understanding and a history of the Great Depression. We're going to watch a little animated video, some fun stuff. You know what I mean? What better way to learn than to learn from animated videos? It's going to give us a history and understanding of the Great Depression and how history is repeating itself. And a lot of people may or may not know or understand these things, so I like to shed light on these situations because we are going through an economic cycle, hell of an economic downturn, and there was a roaring 20s back in the 1920s where everything was going up and up and doing good, which sounds like the 2020s where everything is on an up and up doing good. Like if you look at everything right now, you may feel the pain as far as a regular person, but if you look at the stock market, everything's going up just like they were in the roaring 20s. It's like we're seeing a identical thing go on. So we're going to watch this video to get a good understanding as to what exactly is the history between the Great Depression and if history is repeating itself twice. So let's take a look at this.
What if one of America's darkest chapters wasn't just history, but a warning? The Great Depression wasn't only a financial crash. It tore apart everyday life. Families lost homes, jobs vanished overnight, and food became scarce. It reshaped governments, fueled extremism, and left scars for generations. Today, the same patterns are starting to emerge. So, are we already living through the first signs of an economic collapse? On this episode of the Infographic Show, we are breaking down why the Great Depression still matters and what it means now. The war to end all wars ended in 1918. An incredibly bleak time in human history, but it was followed by a surge of optimism powered by electricity. In 1920, about 35% of American households had it, and millions more would soon join them. The roaring 1920s became an age of glamour, liberation, and risk-taking. The U.S., now the richest nation per capita on Earth, seemed unstoppable. With confidence sky high, investors poured money into new businesses. Automobiles rolled off assembly lines and into driveways. Middle-class families chatted on their new telephones. Crowds lined up to watch moving pictures, while the fashionable smoked and danced in jazz clubs. This was mass consumerism, and it felt good.
Sorry, I don't mean to interject, but that was a striking similarity that I have to point out real quick before I forget. Right here, he spoke on two things. The first thing was this: American households had electricity, 35%. Now, we all got electricity now, but if you pay attention to what's going on with electricity current times, electricity, right now we're having a power struggle with electricity because the data centers are trying to use a lot of our electricity and water resources to power up their data centers for, you know, whatever they're trying to use it for as far as the AI and the technology to move forward. So our electricity bill is like doubling right now across America and probably across the world too, because I also heard Malaysia electricity is high too, but they're nice technologically advanced. What's up, Thinkins? What's going on? So back then, only 35% of households had electricity, but now, dare to say, nowadays everybody got electricity, but like damn near the electricity bill done went up by 35%. And then you move on to this right here. Cars were a thing that was changing at that time. About to sneeze. And if you think about it right now, cars are changing again. This time, back then it was the, you know, from horse to a car thing, you know, the manufacturing of cars. Now we're changing from the combustion engine car into the what? EV cars. So we're seeing some similarities go on with these things, but I just want to throw that out there. But let's continue.
On their new telephones, crowds lined up to watch moving pictures, while the fashionable smoked and danced in jazz clubs. This was mass consumerism, and it felt good. For a moment, many Americans believed that the old world of hard work and endless struggle had been left behind. But the good times couldn't last. Reckless speculation, easy credit, and the arrogance of bankers brought the whole system crashing down like a house of cards.
Did you hear that? What's up? Yes, staying free and feeling blessed. I feel you on that, Thinkins. That is correct for sure. Did you hear what they said right there? Did you hear they said the word bankers? And look, looks like we're hitting the weeping 30s. They went from the roaring 20s to the reaping 30s. Right now, we're in the roaring 20s in the 20s in the 2020s. So they was in the 1920s going on a great prosperity of upward incline, and we're doing the same thing. But then they hit the weeping 30s. We're right around the corner from the 30s again, technically speaking, 100 years later with a 100-year cycle. Are we gonna do this? Because remember, I did a thing on this last time, and I showed that in 1929, whenever the Great Depression hit, the stock market dipped by 73%. 73%. Now, if you had money at that 73% drop and you took your dough and dumped it in at the very bottom, you rode out on a hell of a roller coaster ride going up. Your money just took off like Elon shooting in the atmosphere trying to break the firmament, like just straight up, like you had great prosperity. So that's the thing. If I believe, this ain't financial advice, if you got money that you sit on the sidelines waiting for a similar situation to happen like this, you're going to make out like a bandit. But let's continue.
And the arrogance of bankers brought the whole system crashing down like a house of cards. Their actions pushed the U.S. and much of the world into an economic dark age. The fallout fueled extremism abroad, helping Adolf Hitler rise in Germany, and it set the stage for World War II. It also vindicated the communists in Russia and their supporters in the West. It all started on October 29, 1929, Black Tuesday. 16 million shares were dumped in a single day, triggering the Wall Street crash. The U.S. had been booming through the 1920s as ordinary people clamored for a slice of the new consumer pie. Businesses desperate to cash in ramped up production, but there was a problem. A huge portion of Americans couldn't afford the goods being made. Warehouses filled up with unsold goods, pushing down wages and widening the wealth gap. This created a vicious cycle. From the outside, America still looked unstoppable, at least for a while. Tales of ordinary people turning small bets into fortunes filled the headlines. Regular Joes rushed to the stock market.
Do you hear that? Tales of small people turning small businesses into fortunes, and regular Joes jumped into the stock market. Isn't that what we doing right now? Thinking says the depression is right around the corner. Look at the global inflation and trade tariffs. They're enough of a newsletter from the past to show the banking system may collapse. And like I always say, I won't say the banking system is going to collapse. I would say the banking system is doing what it's supposed to do, because when they collapse intentionally, they're able to enslave you in financial servitude. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, and if it's a collapse, it's planned strategically for a particular purpose. So yeah, you can say it's a collapse, but it's a collapse for a reason. So I do agree with you on that for sure, and that is true. But you hear what they said right there for sure. So they basically are explaining today's society. I'll run it back real quick.
America still looked unstoppable, at least for a while. Tales of ordinary people turning small bets into fortunes filled the headlines. Regular Joes rushed to the stock market, and bankers, never one to pass up a gamble, poured fuel on the fire, handing out loans to keep the frenzy going. The recipe was simple: borrow, buy, wait.
So you want... Did you hear that? The bankers were pouring fuel on the fire. They know what they're doing. They're pouring fuel on the fire. They like, let this collapse come. We need this collapse, because once it hits the bottom, as long as you got cash to buy low and, ride the roller coaster for the next 4 to 20 years, you gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be living great. I think it says the banking is the federal system, but the normal man in the stock market is the loan companies and credit providers, but essentially crash over collapse. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, well, I wouldn't say banking is federal. I would say banking is private. Banking would be a private system. I mean, I guess you could say it's federal, but it's a private system. Or I guess the banking is owned by private bankers. So the federal banking system would be owned by a private banking sector behind the scenes type thing. But yes, for sure. But yes, sir. But let's continue this video because the thing just came back up. So let's continue because I got 35 minutes, and I got to get to the AI section of the show as well, and I keep stopping, but let's go. Here we go.
Sell, cash out, repeat, and then retire young with your feet up. But by late 1929, the reality was setting in. Stock prices had shot far beyond the actual value of the companies they represented. Add in some panic selling, and then the bubble turned into a wobble. The wobble became a stampede, and the stampede ended in financial carnage. As shares collapsed, the banks tried to stop the bleeding. They bought up millions of them, hoping to restore confidence in the market. But the money they used wasn't theirs. It belonged to their customers. So when the market kept sinking, the banks were left with tons of almost worthless stock, and their customers were left with, well, nothing. The great guardians of capitalism had just set fire to the nation's savings. The banks went under, and millions of Americans lost all of their money. At the Bank of the United States in New York, 400,000 depositors saw their money vanish, and that was just one bank out of nearly 9,000 that failed. In total, close to 40% of U.S. financial institutions collapsed. Businesses also failed, and mass unemployment skyrocketed. The vicious cycle of broke consumers and closed businesses gradually tore apart the fabric of the U.S. economy. In 1929, 1.6 million Americans were unemployed. By 1932, that number had exploded to over 12 million, about a quarter of the entire workforce. Industries ground to a halt. In some cities, unemployment rates were over 50%. The poorest people were hit the hardest. They had no safety net, no social welfare state to catch them when times were hard. If you lost your job, you lost your home. Your savings vanished, and in the worst cases, children died young from diseases linked to malnutrition. With 25% of working-age Americans out of work, countless families simply had nothing at all. For many Americans, the Great Depression was like a kick in the teeth. Just over a decade earlier, 2 million men had been sent to fight in Europe, and almost 116,000 of them never came back. That war was supposed to usher in a brighter age, the Progressive Era, a time of modern democracy and prosperity. Now the soldiers and their families were down and out. In the summer of 1932, some 43,000 demonstrators, veterans, their families, and allied groups marched on Washington. They were demanding their service bonus certificates, even though they weren't due to be cashed until 1945. The veterans set up camps, but the police rushed them with truncheons and tear gas. Shots rang out, and 2 protesters were killed. Then came in the army. Infantry, cavalry, even tanks rolled in. The camp was left a wreck, tents burning and dozens injured. During the 1928 campaign, Herbert Hoover struck an optimistic tone, promising a brighter future. A self-made millionaire in mining and business, Hoover believed deeply in laissez-faire economics. Let the system sort itself out, he argued. Don't interfere with banks or businesses, and prosperity would return on its own. He believed rugged individualism was the way forward, rejecting what he saw as a nanny state. Even at the height of the Depression, he insisted that relief for the poor should come from charities and local communities, not Washington. But while Hoover preached self-reliance, unemployment soared and Americans lined up for hours just to get a bowl of soup. Still, he tried. In 1929, Hoover introduced the Agricultural Marketing Act. This created the Federal Farm Board, which bought up surplus crops and kept farmers afloat. But the plan backfired. With guaranteed buyers, farmers churned out even more, driving prices down further. Instead of saving agriculture, it only deepened the crisis. And in 1930 came the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act. This raised tariffs on more than 20,000 imported goods. The idea was to protect American industry and force people to buy American. Instead, other nations retaliated with tariffs of their own. U.S. exports collapsed, and by 1934, global trade had shrunk by almost 2/3. American farmers and manufacturers who had once relied on foreign markets were financially crippled.
Money.com, the opposite of...
I tell you what, if they run this to play again, which they will, this is a perfect recipe for UBI, because this time around, if everybody is in this dire of a strait, they're in this dire of a situation, there ain't gonna be no getting jobs back, because AI is gonna come in and swoop those entry-level jobs up. And they're already trying to put robots out on the street in the next 2 to 5 years, which will be about 2030. So you got robots out in the field, you got AI taking over entry-level jobs. Then this time around, this is the perfect recipe for UBI to be implemented and for the robots to be set out. So therefore, there ain't no coming back. And the only thing, and then on top of that, if the banks have to, and if the banks crash this time around, and how they just said earlier, with the banks crashing and everybody was left without money, your only way to sustain any kind of wealth would be precious metals. That would have been your only way to be able to survive over that time, is to have precious metals stashed away. But let's continue this video. Let's keep going. Here we go.
1930, Hoover set up the Emergency Committee for Employment, urging states and businesses to hire. By 1932, he pushed through the Emergency Relief and Construction Act, funding some public works, but the programs were weak and underfunded, often aimed more at shoring up the banks and railroads than feeding hungry families. By the time the breadline stretched across every major city, Hoover's name was tied to poverty and desperation. Shanty towns were dubbed Hoovervilles, and empty pockets turned inside out became Hoover flags. At street level, few Americans felt that Washington was doing anything to halt the collapse. With no help from the top, ordinary Americans began to organize. Faith in the system hit rock bottom, fueling leftist labor movements that unsettled Americans' elite for the next few decades. In 1931 in Seattle, the Unemployed Citizens League was formed. It spread quickly to other cities, recruiting tens of thousands of members. They formed self-help cooperatives, pooling what little they had. Together, they gathered food, clothing, and firewood to survive. Soup kitchens sprang up across the country, funded by churches, charities, or sometimes even gangsters like Al Capone in Chicago. Homelessness wasn't new. Before the Depression, it mostly meant single men left behind by the system. But now entire families were pushed out onto the streets. The income of the average American household fell by about 40%. And in just 1932, over 273,000 families were evicted. They built makeshift shanty towns. Kids with dirty faces played in the mud while their parents hunted for food or day labor, anything to get them through the week. Walls were scavenged wood, roofs patched with scrap tin, insulation stuffed with rags, paper, or cardboard. About 70% of Hooverville residents were poor white Americans, and now they lived side by side with African Americans, Native Americans, and migrants from Mexico and Central America. More and more people began to wonder if the Soviets had it right, if communism might work better than capitalism. But most Americans, even left-leaning intellectuals, had little idea of the brutality inside the Soviet Union. The Depression wasn't just about poverty, it was about losing faith in the government, in capitalism, in the future itself. That loss spread worldwide, dividing societies. People turned on each other when they needed solidarity the most. The country was forced to pay crushing reparations, give up territory, and dismantle its military, debts worth hundreds of billions in today's money. By 1929, Germany relied heavily on U.S. loans. When Wall Street crashed and America demanded repayment, the German economy collapsed overnight. By 1932, 6 million Germans, about 30% of the workforce, were unemployed. And into this chaos stepped Adolf Hitler, a man who in the late 1920s had been dismissed as a fringe loudmouth. His rants about failed capitalism drew only small crowds in 1928, when the Nazi Party scraped in just 2.6% of the vote. But as Germany hit rock bottom in the early 1930s, his message of national revival began to resonate. By July 1932, the Nazis had 37% of the vote, making them the largest party in Germany. Hitler promised jobs, food, and above all, national pride. And that made him useful not only to conservative German elites, but also to powerful interests abroad who feared communism like the devil. Major Western banks and corporations in the US and Britain invested in and traded with Hitler's Germany, not because they missed his extremism, but because they saw profit in a bulwark against communism. Soon the world was calling Germany the land of economic miracles. The darker side of Hitler, his anti-Semitism, brutality, and fanaticism, were brushed aside in the West. All that mattered was that he seemed to stand firm against the Red Menace. So, the Great Depression laid down a red carpet for political extremists to walk onto the scene and make promises. And that's how fragile the system was. Desperate people do desperate things, especially when the system seems rigged against them. And here we are, in 2025, following two of the greatest transfers of wealth from poor to rich the world has ever seen. The people trusted the banks back in 2008, and then they found out they had made serious mistakes. And as the blood was still drying, the house of cards collapsed again, this time in the pandemic. For many, the system felt rigged. Trust in government is at an all-time low. Trust in the media is just as bad. More people are dying young from diseases that they shouldn't have. For the first time on record, U.S. life expectancy is falling. Stores are closing week by week, and in poorer neighborhoods, the ones that thrive are the payday lenders, pawn shops, liquor stores, and charities. According to the UBS Global Wealth Report in 2023, the richest 1%, millionaires and billionaires, own nearly half of the world's wealth, about $214 trillion. Meanwhile, almost 40% of the world's adults have less than $10,000 to their name, and together they hold under 1% of the global wealth. The world's 26 richest billionaires now hold $2.87 trillion between them. In the US alone, the number of billionaires has jumped from 751 to 835 in 2024. At the same time, ordinary families were crushed by soaring rents, food prices, and medical bills. In some places, the gap is even more extreme. In South America, the richest 10% control about 80% of the wealth, and in India, the richest 1% now own over 40% of the nation's wealth. This isn't the Great Depression, but extreme inequality is becoming a pattern that's impossible to ignore. Between March and December 2020, while the world reeled from the pandemic, billionaire wealth rose by $3.9 trillion. In the same months, global workers lost $3.7 trillion in earnings. According to the OECD in 2024, over half of the world's people say that they have little or no trust in their governments. The same report found that nearly a third of people believe people cannot be trusted. That meant anyone. The UN has warned that this points to a systemic breakdown in social cohesion. But here's the problem. Politics is consumed by endless fights over race, sex, and identity. These debates matter, but when they take over, the focus on economic security disappears in the noise. Social media and partisan outlets only pump up the anger, pushing polarization to new extremes. Today, 87% of Americans say political division is a threat to the country, and 86% feel drained by it. The imbalance works just fine for those at the top. Divide and rule has always kept people from uniting over money and power. Politicians know how to exploit economic fear, and in the US, some elites lean on identity politics to look progressive while dodging harder questions about class and inequality. Many of the world's biggest corporations wave the flag of progress in their PR campaigns, while dodging taxes, outsourcing jobs, and paying sweatshop wages. Back in 2012, the Tax Justice Network estimated that $21 to $32 trillion in private wealth was hidden offshore. That's about 20% of all global wealth out of reach. Governments have also talked the language of progress while pushing privatization and deregulation that widened the gap. To some, that's not progress, it's a smokescreen. On the other side, conservatives step in with promises to save the country or restore tradition, often by finding scapegoats. But they rarely touch economic inequality. Instead, it's tax cuts for the rich, culture wars of their own, and blind faith that the market will sort itself out. The result is inequality that keeps growing, and it's only expected to get worse. In one Pew poll, 73% of Americans said that by 2050, the U.S. will be more unequal. Only 20% thought that family life would improve. With so much pessimism and polarization, it may only take one more disaster or just the cost of living grinding people down before more people turn to extreme movements. Others may simply give up, refusing to vote at all, and some will sink into what doctors call deaths of despair, a number that has surged over the last decade. Dr. Luke Kemp at Cambridge's Center for the Study of Existential Risk studied the collapse of over 400 cultures across 5,000 years. Many fell because they were taken over by oligarchs obsessed with wealth and status, people who enriched themselves while neglecting ordinary people. The riches never trickled down, and in time their societies ate themselves from the inside. Some critics say we are living in an age of hyper-individualism, where community and meaning get lost in the rat race. Even art and culture, once seen as humanity's crowning achievements, often feel like cheap products made to sell instead of inspire. Dr. Kemp warns that elites drain wealth from people while turning them against each other. They strip the land, they tax citizens to fund wars that benefit only the few, and eventually their societies crack apart. In the past, collapse sometimes led to renewal. But today, in a global system, armed with nukes, hooked on fragile networks, and trapped in shifting power struggles, collapse could mean something far worse. The end of civilization. Maybe it's not quite that bad. Every era has had its doomsday fears. Still, if inequality keeps rising, if trust keeps falling, and polarization deepens, the road ahead could be bleak. Faith in the system, in security, stability, and shared culture is at historic lows, and that is a warning no society should ignore.
Okay, wow. Shout out to them for making that video, and it makes you wonder, where do the rich people go whenever they take all the wealth and go somewhere else? Man, so yeah, as you can see, that's why the message that I try to convey to you onto this show is to always say, man, keep your head down for 5 or 10 years, stay focused, and get as rich as you possibly can, because it's the only thing that's going to make a change is get rich. That's it. Nothing else. They're playing a game of big bank take little bank. They're separating We're in a 2-tier system, rich and poor. That's it. There ain't no middle class, just rich and poor. That's it. 2-tier system. That's where we're at. And that's what they're, that's what they're doing. As you can clearly see, that's what it is. And it's the same thing played over and over and over and over and over. Just stretch the wealth gap, stretch the wealth gap, stretch the wealth gap. They did that in 1929 with the Great Depression. They just do it over and over and over and over. This time, I think they have it down pat to where they're like, all right, we're good. We're going to take this and we're just going to, go somewhere you can't be, basically. You know what I mean? So shout out to them for making that video, man. That was a really interesting video to look at. So yeah, shout out to, I forget what the name, infomercials or something like that. Give them a round of applause. All right, so we have a little bit of time left. I got to make this work. So I got about 15 minutes left before I got to hop off stream. And I got one more video, one more segment. So we're going to dive into the AI segment of the show. So let me go ahead and change this banner real quick. And we're going to go ahead and get our sexy lady up in here to introduce us to the AI segment of the show. Here we go.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show.
Yes, sir. So now we are in the AI segment of the show, and we are going to go ahead and watch this video that we have. This video is basically going to be about replacing humans with AI is going horribly wrong. And we're going to see if this is a positive or negative. Hopefully it's positive, but for how long? You know what I mean? It probably is positive for a short period of time, but AI is so quick and rapid at understanding what it needs to do to get right that it'll get right and turn out to be wrong. But let's go ahead and take a look at this video and jump right into it. Let me switch out the banner real quick on this one, and we're going to take a look at this video to see exactly the issue with replacing humans with AI and see how it's going wrong, but how long will wrong last, okay? So without anything else for me to say, let's go ahead and watch this video.
The fast food chain Taco Bell introduced artificial intelligence at over 500 locations in the United States. The aim was to reduce mistakes and speed up orders. But in some cases, AI delivered just the opposite. Like this frustrated customer.
And what will you drink with that? I want a large Mountain Dew. And your drink?
McDonald's drive-thrus also tried AI, but decided to scrap it because it was too unreliable. One person had bacon added to their ice cream in error, and another had hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets mistakenly added to their order. As for Taco Bell, the fiasco has caused them to rethink their use of AI. Their Chief Technology Officer, Dane Matthews, told the Wall Street Journal in regards to deploying the voice AI system, quote, "Sometimes it lets me down, but sometimes it really surprises me," end quote. And what he said is the very crux of consumer generative AI today. It works most of the time, but about a few % of the time, it just gets things wrong. But where does this all lead? A recent MIT report found that after surveying 150 business leaders and 350 employees, just 5% of integrated AI pilots are extracting millions in value, while the vast majority remain stuck with no measurable profit and loss impact. In other words, AI implementation fails in 95% of the cases. The market was spooked by these findings, and shares in Nvidia, the $4 trillion company whose chips power the AI boom, dropped by 3.5%, while Palantir fell by 9% off the back of the news. It all sounds pretty heavy, but this was just a reaction to the headline, because as you dig deeper into what was actually said in the report, the picture isn't as clear-cut as AI simply failing everywhere. A few episodes ago, I talked about the current crisis with new graduate jobs. A large part of that was the AI threat. It's true and happening in some entry-level jobs, especially in the creative fields. I did caveat in that episode that current AI systems still get a lot wrong, but will improve in the future. But today, let's explore that fact a bit more deeply. What if generative consumer AI continues to underperform in businesses for years to come? In this episode, we'll look at how AI is actually performing once put into the position of taking people's jobs. To summarize the sentiment of this episode, it's basically this. Consumer generative AI will revolutionize global productivity eventually, but as for now, it's possibly in a bubble.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
So first thing, let's lay it out straight. AI has some legitimate use cases and works well in non-critical areas that don't require 100% precision. Robots, live translation, and even some prototype website builders like Lovable are some examples. But the sentiment is clear. Most people online find it annoying. But that aside, there's a fundamental problem with current generative AI. Let me explain. You see, everything we call artificial intelligence today was built on the findings of a 2017 paper from Google. That paper provided a way for AI to focus on different parts of an input sequence simultaneously and determine the relevance of each word to every other word. This innovation, called a transformer neural network, allowed researchers, computer scientists, and later companies to change the world. But herein lies the fundamental problem. With this method of transformer neural networks, it turns out by determining the relevance of each word and predicting the next word, it just makes up stuff. Essentially, it doesn't know what it's saying. We call this problem hallucinations, and it has real-world consequences. Picture this. You're a business that decided to replace its staff with AI to write up patient documents, fill in patient information, summarize meetings, or do some basic scheduling. But as time goes on, to your horror, you realize that the AI system makes up 10% of everything that it delivers. But the real problem is, you don't know what it's made up and you don't know what's accurate. So you or your staff manually have to go back and check everything. This ends up just being extra work for the remaining staff, and ultimately is a waste of time. It sounds stupid, but this is exactly what's happening. Now, the following are Reddit comments taken from those in the workforce who had to take the brunt of upper management thinking that blindly implementing AI was a good idea. Quote, "My company paid for some AI scheduling software a few months ago, thinking that it could free up the accounts team so that they could continue their hiring freeze in that department. Now the accounts team is having to do extra work making sure the program isn't messing everything up. Not to mention our production team that never had to worry about schedules is double/triple checking everything. They're finally scrapping it for some basic scheduling software." And same experience here. Products sold and demonstrated to be a lifesaver. Ultimately, the staff that used to do the work spend all their time making sure the AI doesn't screw up and help train it. Also, working in a medical/clinical setting, we really don't trust the new file sorting and labeling system. Names, date of birth, insurance data has to be perfect. AI is less than that. It fails at gathering proper demographic information and assigning relevant tasks. Sometimes it thinks the doctor is the patient or doesn't know where the document was faxed from, etc. And yet another user states that AI was good at taking notes from Zoom meetings, but would make up 5 to 20% of the content, even when hand-fed the transcripts of the meeting. Those who looked over the AI-generated summary realized that some of what was written wasn't even said. All of these disasters make sense. LLMs predict the next word statistically, but they'll never tell you when it doesn't know the answer, or if it can't understand something. There's many such stories of company regrets after rushing into half-baked AI solutions. A report suggests that 55% of companies regret replacing people with AI. This bank, for example, who fired staff to install an AI chatbot that was so bad, they begged for their old humans back. And take the example of Klarna. 2 years ago, they implemented a hiring freeze and began to replace their human staff with AI. By 2024, their headcount had fallen from 3,800 to 2,000. But lo and behold, their customers wanted to speak to actual humans. Klarna said that its AI chatbots perform the work of 800 employees, but the company admits that their service quality and customer satisfaction have dropped, and they lament that human interaction is still needed. On replacing people with AI, the publication Fortune notes, quote, "Not only is it short-sighted, it's fundamentally bad business. The companies cutting people today in the name of AI will be the ones playing catch-up tomorrow. There's no doubt that AI is excellent at doing more with less. It speeds up processes, cuts down repetitive work, and buys back time. But AI on its own cannot create the next generation of products and services." End quote. So on Cold Fusion, we try to be thorough here. So it has to be said that all of these failures aren't the full story. There are indeed companies that are extremely successful at using artificial intelligence. Now, even though the MIT paper said that 95% of companies who implemented generative AI failed in said implementation, the same MIT paper states, quote, "Some large companies, pilots, and younger startups are really excelling with generative AI. They mean startups led by 19 or 20-year-olds. They, quote, have seen revenues jump from 0 to 20 million in a year. It's because they pick one pain point, execute it well, and partner smartly with companies who use their tools, end quote. So how companies adopt AI is crucial. For example, purchasing AI tools from specialized vendors and building partnerships succeed 67% of the time, while internal builds succeed only 1/3 as often. This goes to show that you can't just slap AI everywhere and expect it to work. 67% of the time, while internal builds succeed only 1/3 as often. This goes to show that you can't just slap AI everywhere and expect it to work. It needs thought in its implementation and also depends on the specificity of the AI tools in question. But in the grand scheme of things, it's still early days for AI, and it'll be naive to think that it will stay the same forever. All it would take is another groundbreaking paper, a new underlying neural network architecture, and everything could change again. This could mean another giant leap forward that none of us are expecting. But in the meantime, it's uncomfortable territory. So what happens?
Like the steam engine which sparked the Industrial Revolution of the late 1700s, the internet is changing everything it touches. And at the cutting edge of the revolution is Wall Street.
In the dot-com bubble during the mid-90s, everyone who simply put a .com at the end of their company name saw massive valuations because investors who didn't understand the technology saw them as the future. In reality, these companies had no solid way of making a profit or didn't even have a business plan. When the broader market realized that it was all a smokescreen, the sector crashed. Most companies went out of business, and only a handful made it out and are giants today. So let's compare that to the AI wave of today. The long-awaited release of ChatGPT-5 was a disappointment, and many users even thought the previous version was better, and this caused OpenAI to scramble. In addition, the company was also caught blatantly fudging the performance numbers in some very strange graphs. Incremental rather than revolutionary was the tone. Soon, Meta would announce that it's downsizing its AI division, and this comes amongst a growing chorus of analysts saying that AI is heading towards, if not, is already in a bubble. And next, we have the massive valuations and spending. NVIDIA H100s, the GPUs that power the artificial intelligence boom, are about $30,000 to $40,000 each. Google has 26,000 of them, and they've managed to create AlphaFold, Gemini, VO3, and more. But Meta, on the other hand, has 600,000 NVIDIA H100s. And while they do have the open source Llama LLM, it isn't discovering new science like Google's AlphaFold for 23 times the compute. And to give you an idea of how extreme this is all getting, AI itself has caused a 4% increase in electricity use in the US. Morgan Stanley states that data center investment will reach $3 trillion over the next 3 years in preparation for AI use, and of course, that's heavily fueled by debt. The belief is that AI will cut costs by 40%, and that should add $16 trillion to the S&P. But as we've just seen at the beginning of this episode, according to that MIT study, that could be very unrealistic. So this could be the future if AI doesn't improve massively soon. Number 1. Business executives and business owners will get frustrated with hallucinations, useless solutions, bad code, and a very poor return on investment. Number 2. A lot of the AI gurus like Sam Altman will have to admit that artificial general intelligence isn't going to be achieved by LLMs, and they're essentially a dead end. Number 3. The general populace begins to get sick of LLMs, and we're already seeing it. The absolute flood of AI slop, the hallucinations, AI agreeing with what users say, sometimes driving them insane. Number 4. In seeing this, the venture capital finally dries up, and LLMs become just too expensive to justify, unless there's a massive increase in efficiency.
The cost to run OpenAI's data centers, all the pipes and guts and things that keep AI running, is about $40 billion a year. Their revenues right now are only 15 to 20 billion.
And finally, number 5. After a long winter, new implementations come around that truly live up to the hype promised by the first wave. So just like the dot-com bubble, there's going to be a few winners that rise from the ashes. But if or when it crashes, from here, we see the true artificial intelligence companies that last the distance. So to finish off this episode, let me end with this. I've talked about this many times in my older episodes, but take a look at this diagram. It's called the Gartner Hype Cycle, and it describes the typical progression of the infiltration of new technologies into society. So where do you think we are? The technology trigger? The peak of inflated expectations? The trough of disillusionment? The slope of enlightenment? Or the plateau of productivity? Feel free to comment down below. So where to from here? Well, Sam Altman and all the other AI leaders should focus their efforts on fixing the hallucinations. Once again, a different neural network architecture could be discovered, one that fixes hallucinations. Or perhaps it could just be fixed manually, either way, ushering in a new boom. But that all being said, and that's the funny thing about AI, the point is, with AI, nobody knows the future. So what do you guys think? Do you think we're in a bubble and a crash is imminent? Or do you think the next AI innovation is just around the corner? Now, if you've been recently hired by a company or just simply need to brush up on your knowledge, today's sponsor is perfect for you.
Okay, they're trying to go ahead and sell their product or whatever, but for their sponsors. But shout out to them for that video. That was a good video to watch. And for my opinion, I'd say that the bubble is coming, is going to pop. Like I said, I think we're in a 100-year cycle, so we have to go through another Great Depression. And through that Great Depression, then everything will rise up afterwards. You know what I mean? You have to just be able to survive the Great Depression whenever it comes. The Great Depression 3.0, what I call it. Skip the 2.0. We're going to the Great Depression 3.0. Whoever's got money and cash is sitting on the sidelines ready to, you know, make something happen. You're going to rise from this and be able to buy low, extremely low, on all these mega companies that are going to take off and shoot through the roof. And the wealth gap will be so far between the two classes that you will not be able to survive and get out of this, and probably for the rest of your lineage of grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren and great-great-great. Like this is the big one. I think this is it. This is the one. Like Michael Jackson said, this is it. This the one. So if you don't prepare for this, or you should have been preparing 10 years ago already, like I said, don't take on anything extra. You know, stay away from people that are doing nothing, going nowhere. Stay motivated, stay focused, stay consistent, take care of your health, save your money, save everything, make wise investments along the way, do all that stuff that you can. Just be smart about what you're doing, because this one is the one that's going to change lives, and a lot of people are going to suffer. With that being said, man, I got to get up out of here. I got to hurry up, and I got stuff I got to go do. I got to take care of stuff, man. But thank y'all for tuning into today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that gave you some insight and some knowledge to today's show, that you learned something today, because there was a lot that I covered. So hopefully you enjoyed today's show. Yes, sir. With that being said, I do got to get up out of here, man. We'll catch y'all on Monday. I'll be dropping shorts over the weekend and stuff to kind of recap the stuff that we went over, and hopefully you enjoy it and kind of tune in and watch the shows that you did or didn't get to see. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all on Monday. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Peace and stay safe.
Thank you for watching D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. Goodbye.
Baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes tryna cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. The game on lock, and I got the keys like The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in Austin, Texas. In the booth, playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in Austin, Texas. In the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit with your artery. Cutting up, who sharp as me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Florida beat. Lyrical monster, don't know the beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I go to heat. Bitch, I'm on my way, hit the short police. Money jumping like the nigga on the sneeze. Cause the bad J's, give me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the beat? The game on lock, and I got the keys like